this is sort of how you can be on the lookout for alt season. Ethereum needs to be performing well against Bitcoin. Dominance needs to be falling, and then total 3. Like if that shows growth, that's good. So
add USDT dominance to that list.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Did you manage to watch those videos, Dbloc?
No, I'm just getting back to the office, but I'm about to do some research and pile all that stuff in. I had a house full of guests today.
Nice. True. Nice. Yeah, the metrics, man. All these little metrics.
There's an inverted head and shoulder, no, on the Doge 4 hour.
Josie, did you say you're long on Doge?
No, not. I mean, not now. I'm long from a while ago. I'm long from.
You said Doge 4 hour inverse.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be ugly, but
just wondering.
Sorry?
I can.
What's my what?
Price target for your position?
No target.
No target.
Yeah, I just have a stop loss. It's at 14.8. It's at 14.8. I forgot to put the TP. Oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Don't you?
It's supposed to be 29 cents because it's golden pocket of the down move, so very easy. It's supposed to be 29 cents my target. Just because it's golden pocket.
I think out of the top 8 here, XRP's lagging behind. It's still within this like cluster of, whereas BNB, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, they've all popped up like nicely, whereas XRP's been sort of somewhat suppressed, it seems. And then Tron's very wacky. Tron seems to do its own thing.
I mean, Doge looks really good on yearly.
XRP pumped pretty late compared to Doge, no? So actually, no. Wait, is it the same time? No,
Yeah,
XRP pumped later, right? So it's normal that it feels suppressed because it's still like it's still in the shock of that 6x up.
See in this view here, you've got a high. Like everything sort of hit a high, including Bitcoin, right? At the time, obviously Bitcoin has very much like pushed beyond that high, but BNB's back to it. Dogecoin's on its way back to it, like probably halfway there, maybe more. Ethereum is very close to being near it, but XRP, look, it's all the way down here still. It hasn't come back up to that high of last week. It's still got a lot of work to do.
Also, the main difference is XRP did not retrace its impulse up the way Doge did. The Doge went all the way. It went below 16 cents, which is the macro SR. That would be like 60 cents on XRP, $1, a bit lower than $1 on XRP.
I think what happened with XRP is that it used all of its energy on this move right here. So we had the big move to 3, right? And then we put in that big head and shoulders, right? The energy that it took to save this thing from breaking that head and shoulders, climbing back above support, slowly grinding above $2, being able to hold it. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it was very important because things were about to get ugly here. You were literally at the last level of support that you could have found, and so you probably broke back down underneath $1.
Yeah.
It really saved itself a big drop there.
Just out of curiosity.
I guess
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna very quickly say, like off the back of what you just said there, Dbloc, was because XRP had that rally to like, basically to all-time high test, the pullback wasn't deep. It sort of maintained a pretty good low. Whereas Ethereum and Doge and, Solana, they all had a very big retracement off that high. So XRP floated, and maybe it's kind of Ethan, Solana, and Doge, they're just playing the game to get back up into that pocket, whereas XRP is just in it.
The difference is that XRP was repriced. Right? XRP was worth 50 cents for a long time with all the the unanswered questions and the the Fed stuff. But as soon as that got lifted, XRP had to be repriced to a new value, to a new fair value, and that's what it did. XRP without all of that shit on it is worth $3, not 50 cents. That's why it didn't come back down to it. There's no reason to deprice it, right? It's like the suppression was gone. It went up to where it should have been the whole time, and now it's just here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, what happens to Ethereum, right? Yeah, what's going on?
So if I look at the Doge on yearly, is that something you don't do as a trader, or you still sometimes look at it yearly? Because yearly it looks very bullish.
Yeah, I mean, I will. Sometimes I'll back all the way out. I tend not to do it that much with alts, just because I only really run them. I only really run them in 3-year spans. You know what I mean? Like I'm only doing it while we're in the bull market, and then I'm basically getting out and rewinding, resetting.
So you wouldn't think that it's bull market? I'm just trying to understand. So right now, is it?
No, we're definitely in the bull market. Of course.
So it's all right to look at the yearly, because if I look at the yearly, it looks like Doge wants to put another leg up.
Yeah, you don't even have to go that. I mean, just look at the the weekly or the monthly. You'll see it. It's gonna take out those highs. In my opinion, we will get above 74. The big question, which is the question that's always been, is do we hit that dollar? It doesn't help. It doesn't really help Doge too much that Robinhood keeps listing meme coins, though. I have to be completely honest with you.
To like, for the sake of using a pun, Doge threw everyone a bone because look at the reset on it, 73% down off the inauguration high. 73% down. XRP only came back 52. I mean, that's still huge. That's a big discount, right? But it's nothing compared to 73 is like pretty powerful.
It's double. 75% down is double more down than 50% down.
It's what we were talking about earlier when it comes to a trader's market, right? Like it being a trader's market. Like if you look at my chart, look at this uptrend that we've had on Doge. I had 3 opportunities to buy Doge every time it touched down on these uptrends, right? Now, if you bought the very bottom and held it till now, you're at a 4.5x. You would have took profit at 50 cents. You would have got about up, close to an 8x or whatever, right? But if you would have just taken your profits, even if it's not perfect, even if you didn't catch it perfect, even if you just got a 3x, and then bought back in at the bottom again.
Oh, and then compounded it?
Yeah, and then ran it up again, and now you 5x that 2x, so you've already 10x Doge at this point. You take profit. Now you're sitting on the 10x on Doge, waiting for it to take off while everybody's like, oh, I wonder if it'll get to... It doesn't even matter. If you 4x or 5x from here, you've just 50x'd on Doge. The difference is the compounding, that compounding power. And we're not even talking about perfect compounding. Right? Even if you didn't catch the very bottom and you didn't catch the very top.
Those are so beautiful. It gets me excited when I look at you charting those.
That's good, Drew.
What's up, man? Just been running around.
Guys in the chat, I still don't know exactly how it works. They don't tell you the algo, and I don't think it's 1-for-1. Right, because I've seen people tied for 2 chatting, and I've seen one person stop and the other person keep going and not get it. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Same with the 5 gifted memberships, with the 10 gifted memberships. Appreciate you, brother. W Sam in the
Bitcoin's
chat.
creeping on a come up. I like it.
Yeah, you do. It does give you more for super chats, and it does give you more for super stickers.
What do you think is better for YouTube? Super chats or the memberships?
The super chats show like they show YouTube that people are engaged, right? But I think memberships are more valuable because it's subscription based, obviously. It depends if it's because it's subscription based, right? So it could be a big super chat and that's good, or it could be 5 months of viewing, that adds up. They take the same percentage out of each. They take about a third out of whatever.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
was gonna say because I know that a super chats take like 30%,
Jay with the
if not
20
more.
gifted. Yeah, they definitely take 30%. But I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm not a hater when it comes to that. YouTube provides a platform, that
True.
I couldn't build on my own, right? And it puts you in front of people that you couldn't gather on your own. So it's all good. It's just like going into business with somebody.
We love you, YouTube. You hear that?
Yeah,
We'll
and
get you
I'm
on
not
YouTube.
even glazing or nothing. I'm just being serious about it.
Just out of curiosity, like, do you want to make your channel big on YouTube, or is it more like focused on Discord, or it's both? I guess.
I don't. For me, growth isn't in my metric. For me, we'll grow because we're providing good content, but that's not my goal. I actually kind of fear it a bit. One of my biggest fears is very fast growth. Right? I don't want this place to turn into just a sounding board for random shit and lose, the reason why people come here. It gets too big, voices get lost, people need a stage, there's competitions, and so the way I look at it is like our tribe will grow naturally, organically, with people that are a good fit. And then it doesn't matter what size it gets, right? That's when you can have a large community. But if you're just bringing in numbers just to bring in numbers, that's extractionary, right? Like this isn't, for me, this isn't a money thing. Jay with the super chat. Appreciate you, gang.
Do you get mad when sometimes people get off track and just talking about random stuff? And
No.
skip us
I
crypto,
mean,
and
we're
that's just
sitting
part of the
here. I
channel?
mean, this is, it's a group of traders. We're going to talk about all types of shit. All I'm saying
Good,
is
good.
what I want people is to realize that there are people listening from all over the place. And that if we're
That's the
in the
beauty of this
room,
channel.
if we're in the room when we're on YouTube, then you are representing the channel, even if you didn't sign up for it. Which means maybe keep
that's
some
what
of the
I-
more offensive shit or some of the more controversial shit inside, or go to another room and talk about it.
That's what I like
I mean-
about your channel, that we can talk about crypto, and then sometimes you come here and nobody talks, and then some people just bring random conversations, and then that goes on to another conversation, and everyone's entertained. Talk about, like, I don't know, government and all kinds of stuff, and I like that. It's not just crypto; it's just everything.
Nah, it's cool, but it's like it's the difference between having a conversation with a group of friends versus having a conversation on the internet with a group of strangers, right? You get a little spicier when you're talking, so just treat it like it's family, yo. You know what I mean? Treat it like it's family. Treat it like you got a mom and an aunt and a cousin and family of all different religions and all different races in the same room.
And I'm guilty of that myself. I remember the last time we had a presidential debate. Oh man.
Just like our families, bro. We've all had it happens in our families, so it's gonna happen here. But yeah, we just keep it civil.
You really do. Like you really. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you could get mad at it and you don't.
I try to keep it. I try to look me on the outside, but I'm liable to say anything to anybody at any time. I don't really have too much of a filter. But I try to put my best foot forward when I'm in here. And just like anybody else, it's just like going to work.
It's like bipartisan, impartial, civil.
It really is. It really is, man.
Bro, look, if you go, if you guys have been in here and you haven't gone to the rules, go check out the rules, right? They're not meant to be like oppressive or nothing, but it's important to read. And in the rules, it says it really clear. Like, all that racist, classist, nationalist, sexist shit. Like, you feel what you feel. You were raised how you raised. I'm not here to be anybody's dad. But just know that that person that you offend might have the answer that you're looking for to bring your trading to the next level. And you might not get it. You know what I mean? So even if you have to look at it selfishly, just, we're all family in here.
It's a place, it's like a relationship. You kind of have to lay down your weapons, like it has to be like compromise, and you have to try to like see eye to eye and collaborate, because it's a collaboration,
Jay with a $20 super chat. Yo, Jay's trying to buy the crown right now. Y'all better, you chatters with the crown, you better get the chatting, because Jay's about to buy that #1 spot. Appreciate you, fam. Doge with the super chat.
This channel is Vegas for the crypto community. It's Vegas.
Cavalier with the super chat. Quick TA on whiff. Yeah, I got you, brother. Let's take a look at the old dog.
It's funny what Time Magazine's calling this dinner. They called it an orgy of corruption. Trump to attend crypto dinner with mystery guests who paid over $1 million for a seat. That's on time.
Bro, you know 6 of the top 10 wallets were created in the last 60 days. So it's people who specifically bought the Trump. They weren't holding before. They specifically found a budget to buy the.
Yeah, they found out late.
I think
like, yeah, somebody got the word and like, yo, for real? All right, let me get in.
All right, Cavalier, check this out. Hold on, let me get him his whiff TA real quick. We've hit our measured move, right? We were looking for that 267%, right? That was our second target, our target 2. This line that we're coming up now is important because if we can get back above this structure that we broke and hold on whiff, then whiff's chances of going to all-time highs increase tremendously. Right, I've had this line here for the longest. Let me get rid of this target too because we already hit it. Right, if we can get above here and hold, then you can start thinking about all-time highs on whiff, which is crazy because that shit took such a big hit. But right now you're up against your 200, right? While everything else is trying to come down and retest their dailies, you held your 13 and you're pushing the 200. But you got to be careful here, right? Because a rejection, you could still flag out for a bit. I don't know if you're trying to short this or if you're long, but if this pops, you'll be at target 3 in no time. You clear these vectors on the left side.
With volume's not that bad this last week.
Feeling a little bearish with these
Jay Gamble with the $100 super chat, stunting on y'all in chat right now. Appreciate you, fam. Man, say he coming for the #1 spot for real.
The will to Doge here are awesome. Cool face emoji, rock climber emoji, dog emoji.
Nah, y'all are the best, man. I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. New people, old people.
All the best, to be honest. You're one of those people who is
community super chat leaderboard. Smiley face emoji.
You're still giving us an information with a very simplified way for everyone to understand it and to really absorb it in a way that
Yo, what up, Block? Could do a quick TA on with
what we have. Thanks, man.
I appreciate it, bro. It feels good because that's sort of the intention, and I'm glad it translates. I really just want everybody to get to the top of this thing safe.
For the community.
Mattis with the $50 super chat. My bad, brother. I'm delayed on the super chats. You guys are killing me here.
Speaking of getting to the top, Bitcoin just got some buys and Doge just made another higher high.
And Bitcoin will get another high tonight. What do you think, Drew?
I think so, man. I think we're going to see some blue skies.
Actually, thanks for the advice for the Doge. I already made some profits.
Nice. Congrats, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And you as well. You are an amazing added value to the channel as well, Drew.
I appreciate that.
Matter of fact, while I have a voice, I want to give a shout out to Ion. She's always in the YouTube telling people to subscribe and like and
just cause.
W mods in the
chat.
Laughing
emoji.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's awesome. Yeah.
Emoji.
I wish I knew you guys before. I literally I regret that I didn't find you before. It's an amazing place.
It's better later than never, man.
Yeah.
An amazing time. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of new information, and that's a really added value in the past 2 months with you guys.
Yeah, Dbloc's channel.
You will see the best value is being guided on how to defend what you make as well. That's where the true value is going to come, you know.
What's up?
It's very easy to round trip everything and give it all back.
Well, there's the saying.
I'm not giving anything back, my friend.
That's good. Lock it in, man. Or at least defend it.
There's this thing in America where they say it. I don't know exactly how it goes, but the idea is where if you something about fishes, right? Where they said if you teach a man how to fish,
teach a man to fish, yeah.
Yeah, so
give
that's
a
what
man a
Dbloc
fish, he
does.
eats for a day. Teach a man
Right,
a fish,
right.
he eats for a lifetime.
But that's how I feel like about Dbloc's channel, where he's like, yeah, I could give you all the signals and stuff, but this is not that kind of channel where like I'd rather teach you how to do it.
That shit
How
does
to
nothing,
how to
bro.
find the signals.
The
Yeah.
signals are really good for me getting a
No,
bunch of money
no,
out of y'all.
Jay,
he's not
I like
giving you a
taste here.
definite
Cool face emoji.
direction.
Fire emoji.
He's just showing
Never.
you
Yeah.
what. Yeah, exactly. He's just showing you. We might have this. We might have that. And
Make your
if
your
this
own mind in
happens,
a way.
this will happen. If that will happen, then the other thing will happen.
That's trading.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's trading.
Yep. It's
I
like
hated the other channel. I used to be in the other channels before, which I just like.
they're just
quit.
feeding answers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They're just telling you like
Te-
go long, go short. I don't want this. I
Showing
know that this is not the way.
Yeah.
And they're wrong
Yep.
for
You
most
need
of
to
the time
be
anyway.
you need to be
99%
shown how to
wrong, yes.
strategize. If you get if you learn and you or taught or whatever how to strategize, like that's the best. That's where the value is, you know. That's the
Yeah,
best you can
the
learn.
good thing
Yep.
here actually with Dbloc is just showing you where's the liquidity zones, what's the probability going there, because it's all about probabilities. It's not about a
Dbloc.
It
definite
is.
thing. So it's
Yes.
I learned that in the school. I learned that there is something called mathematical discrete structure, which all based on probabilities. So if the probabilities is going that direction, so this is 1, 2, 3, you're getting 2 out of 1. So you get the point. It's something which will take you to a place where you want to be, but not. It's not a
Yep, that's it.
gambling thing. We're not gambling here. It's a
Dbloc.
business.
Yeah, what's going on?
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know you make enough money, man. Could you throw us a little party, like get together?
Yeah, some people have been asking about a little get together. We'll do that once we grow a little more. And obviously once we get to the end of the bull
Yeah,
market.
but you have to let me know before 6 months, so I have to go get my visa.
Yeah, I got my passport last year. I'm intending
Somewhere in Florida
to travel the US. I want to come visit.
Preferably in Tampa, Clearwater, because it's kind of like right in the middle between expensive and cheap, and it's perfect
No,
paradise.
the easiest thing actually to go and meet in a place where everyone can easily go there, like to go to
Tampa, Florida,
Turkey,
Clearwater Beach,
where you don't need
Miami or New York.
You are
Miami's
as
too expensive
you
though.
are as a U.S. citizen, you have the privilege of going to any place in this planet without having to apply for a
This
visa.
guy's gonna take care of you, man. Once he throws up a party, they'll accept all your visas. You gotta know the money's
I
there.
don't got those type of connections.
If we really
Drew
make it,
has,
we'll be having
Drew's gonna take care
we'll
of
be
it.
having this. If this market gives us what we're after, we'll be having this party in Dubai, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's what
not
I'm
Dubai,
saying.
man.
No,
Florida.
I ain't going to
I'm
Dubai. I'm
hosting
in
you.
Paris.
Florida.
I'm hosting all of you in Dubai. And this is us on me, you guys. You don't need to
I'll go
do
to
anything.
Dubai when they let me smoke my weed in Dubai. Then I'll go there.
Man,
Yeah,
I'll
let's go
let
to
you
Florida.
smoke your weed in Dubai without anyone can talk to you.
Dbloc, make a
So
poll.
we're
Where do we want the
just a quick
party?
shout. We're approaching the daily close, by the way. I think that's why we're getting a bit of activity right now. They're trying to make maybe the daily candle look really spicy, you know.
If we invalidate this M pattern, obviously like every M pattern, it turns into a W, but we don't have to worry about those measured moves. We already have our 2 targets above. 113.8, 15.3.
Dbloc, sometimes I have this feeling that the market maker just whenever we are in a critical position like this place exactly like when we are on an all-time high, they will just give all those indicators that sense that we're gonna drop or we're gonna pump. So they will give this uncertain kind of thing for the traders to not be able to trade, whether they will go short or long. So they will just stay still till they see a significant move, and then they will jump in. So they will avoid like more traders to jump into let's say if we're going up, so not that much traders will go long. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I had that feeling today.
They try what they're gonna try to do is motivate retail to move in the direction of their biggest bag, right? So our job is to figure out where that biggest bag is, right? Does the market maker make more money going up or down? Then we have to figure out the sentiment. Does the sentiment go in that direction or does it go counter? If it goes counter, then we have to start looking for fake outs from market maker or liquidity sweeps or time-based capitulation zones, which is basically what we're in now. But the
Like,
most
I will tell
important
you
thing
why.
is watching the edges. Like I said, we're in this range, right? So if market maker wants to come get these liquidations, like you're like, okay, well, how do you know what the motivation is? Right? In real time, you could tell with the candles. Right? Look at where market maker has stepped in here. Right? Market maker came in to try to break that top once. Retail sold off. Threw another vector through the top. Retail did not join the party. And then now we're getting another vector up through the top. I would have to assume that they want to take these liquidations out. Now the question is, do they want to take these liquidations out because they're moving down and they want to get them out of the way? Or is the complete motivation up? We know the complete motivation isn't up, right? Because we know how much liquidity is below. We know how many vector gaps are below. So that would lead you to assume that if they do support a move to the top side, that it would be a liquidity sweep, not a sustained move.
So it will be like target 2 kind of thing, and then
if you even get it, it could even be less than that. You could literally just come up, grab these, and just have a failed auction.
Yeah, but I was watching one YouTuber, I forget his name, and he's like saying if we manage to do what you just mentioned, just go and grab this liquidity and just go down, it will replicate one situation in the chart where we started a bear market.
No, it'll just replicate every single time that we've moved up and had to retrace. Guys, we pushed from 74 to 111 without putting in a higher low.
I'll take a screenshot from that part of the chart. I'll paste it on the general chat. I'll show you what he meant, and maybe you will take a look at it. And
Yeah, I'll take a look. We got a couple things I need to research. I got to look at those things that Rick sent me.
Yeah, watch them on 2 speed.
Gotcha.
Just out of
It's
curiosity.
It's starting to look like just an ascending triangle too, no?
It is, yeah. That's why I put it on this little schematic on the screen.
This monthly, man, is driving me crazy watching Bitcoin, just looking at the monthly, just imagining what's to come. Like, is this the trajectory right now? Could it be this parabolic? Like,
Yep.
this is either going to get cut short and we're going to get so wrecked, or this is going to get like super high. I'm talking about $250,000 Bitcoin within the first quarter of the next cycle.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well, if you want good news, if we do go into a bear market for no reason, and global liquidity just comes to a halt, reverses, they go back in time, take all the liquidity that they've already provided out of people's pockets, and somehow stop the bear market, at least your alts are close to bottom. At least you don't have to go too much further. Maybe another 50% on the alts.
That's a good point, though. That makes me feel comfortable on the alts a little bit, straight up.
I mean, if you're in the right alt, it is the asymmetric trade right now, compared to everything else, obviously.
Dbloc, is it okay to share my screen so you can see it?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Yeah, anyone could share the screens, but don't be doing all that funny stuff.
Don't forget it's on either. We've had a couple of those instances.
It's shared.
Damn.
Like, we can still see your screen, bro.
Yeah, you see this move?
Compromising.
Yeah, that's. I listen. Before hold on. Before I'm gonna let you finish. Before you finish, you remember when I said that I don't want to make this higher high because if we make this higher high, YouTube is gonna be flooded. YouTube is gonna be flooded with people going back to look at the higher high on the last high. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is what you said yesterday.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so that's the point. Is if we manage to do the higher high here, so and then we just slide down, I think the psychology of the traders, they will think that we're replicating this time frame of the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
so
me.
if we
Let me.
go to this side, you will see here we're just doing the same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if we did not do a significantly good move, so it's gonna be like an identical kind of thing for the traders.
I've
The
got
psychology.
I've got something that's a little different than that, but I've got something that's pretty bearish that I do need to bring to you guys, just because out of just to be responsible. There
Can
is
you do that
something
in
that
like
I
10 minutes?
do not.
I'm about
Yeah,
to take
I'm not about to kill Bitcoin's candle doing it right now.
off.
I will do it once we find the top, and then I will show you all the bearishness.
Okay.
But yeah, you got to keep both sides open. I have invalidations for everything.
And I don't know why I have this sense this time. It's only a feeling. That's a feeling only. Uh, like after all the news, what we're hearing that the states is just like doing this kind of strategic reserve of Bitcoin and even other coins as well. They will do some kind of like
Yeah.
stockpile and this kind of thing. Like this is a different era, let's say, of
Yeah.
the market for Bitcoin. So I don't think we're gonna replicate other charts from before. I think it's gonna be different. So we will have this section of this chart which gonna be like studied later. So I think we're
I,
gonna have like a slang shot upward. That this is what I feel. I don't know.
I,
Maybe I'm wrong. It's only
no,
a feeling.
I agree totally. And I think that's what we were supposed to have, and we got shut down by COVID. And that's kind of the trajectory we were sort of on before COVID hit.
That's the daily.
And then COVID hit.
Without COVID, there would be no inflation. Bitcoin would still be like at 30K likely,
I don't
Right,
think
but we
so.
were going on a very interesting trajectory with Bitcoin before COVID hit, and it was
Yeah, we
on
were
a journey.
already recovering, man. That's what was so nasty about COVID. That we had just
Yeah.
come off of a dip that showed every sign of recovering, and then it got hit. So if you look at the chart, you pull a bar pattern, take off the drop, and just sit the recovery on top of where we dropped from, we would have hit over 100K. We definitely got cut short. It was the biggest diminishing returns we ever had on the top of the bull market.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. Look at that daily close. We had it 50 seconds ago. That is a very nice look at daily candle close right there.
Yeah, I'm not upset about any of this price action. The problem is that
Have you
we've got
noticed-
macro patterns that are playing out right now, and we got to stop. We can't obsess on the 5 and 10. I know we do it because we're watching, but we can't get impatient, right? This is a macro cycle that's about to pop.
Yeah, I've noticed the bulls like to make these moves right before these either 4-hour, 6 and 24-hour candles, like right there. It's like no, everything's showing, then bang, let's get it up just a little bit more before we close that candle.
Algos get reset at even hours,
Yeah. Now everyone's watch list on TradingView gets
guys,
set
I'm
back
in
to
a
0.
long. To that extent, I'm confident that we're moving up. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe we're gonna see some kind of like downtrend movement. But
I'll be completely honest with y'all. I have not taken the possibility of going down to 100K out of my mind. You're not gonna hear shock in my voice. You're not gonna hear fear in my voice. I'm just letting you know. We're nice and comfy up here now, and there is a non-zero chance that we don't have to go back down there.
You don't believe how many times I shorted Bitcoin going to 100K because this is what I want. That's the healthy retracement, actually.
Dbloc, tomorrow is Friday,
and now today with the chart, what I'm seeing with the movements, and I was watching every single candle Dbloc today. Like whenever we want to break this 50 EMA on the 15-minute chart, like in the last 10 seconds,
it gets pulled back.
See significant movement, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So this is what give you an indicator that like literally there is something happening there. There is some fishy stuff, which I don't know what is it, but there is something happening.
Well, that's why the title of the stream is Bitcoin Whales versus Market Maker Round 4. This is still hardcore war fight between them.
Round
they have
4
opposing motivations.
Big sales.
That fight never stops, though. Tomorrow is Friday. Can't we just have a nice weekend? And then we'll worry about.
Like, why do we have to collapse everything?
I just
Yeah,
took
we'll
profit.
worry about
I just took
90K
profit.
on Monday. Like,
I just took
so
profit. I'm on the scalp. I'm just letting everyone know.
Alright.
I don't know. I just felt like that big sell right now in Bitcoin. We might get a little retrace.
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah, that's that daily candle close like jitters that the market gets.
Yeah,
It
it's
sort of
3
freaks
minutes
out.
only less. So
Well, I just freaked out and I took profit, taking this money off the table because I'm feeling greedy.
on the lower high, but don't forget that there is a higher low as well.
Well, and I'm gonna put this money right back in, but I'm just gonna wait a little bit.
I think Drew has more Doge than the Elon Musk has. Because he's buying bunch of load every day.
Does Elon even support Doge anymore?
No,
Only
it's
at night
only
when he's
Drew.
Maybe like quietly.
Text him.
It
that
used to
Department
be.
of Government Efficiency was on purpose, come on. Like, I don't believe it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
coincidence.
Man, that guy,
Yeah.
like
Wait,
literally
wait.
did some crazy stuff to Doge. But I
What are you
love
saying,
what
Zeus Beats? You think it's got some kind of connection, or he has totally forgotten about Doge? I mean, I don't know.
I know he bought.
He
Look
knows
at your
about it.
chart. He
I have a
bought.
question, guys. If you are guys are really significantly big influencers, are you willing to support a coin in order to increase your wealth?
Yes.
But does he have any Doge left? Because he's been quiet for a long
Yeah,
time.
he got Doge. His son got Doge. Tesla got
No
Doge.
one knows.
Yeah, we know that Tesla has Doge.
What if they
Yeah.
sold it? Do we know if they sold it
Yeah,
or
we
not?
know. Every quarter they have to make a report. They haven't sold it.
Okay, okay.
If I am an influencer, as like Elon Musk, I'll do literally crazy stuff. Not only Doge. I'll take every single meme coin to a place where it will never be.
How much Doge does he have? Just wondering.
Nobody knows. But his son got a big bag. He said his bag of Doge isn't that big, his personal bag. He said he has Doge, Bitcoin, and Ethereum.
And some other stuff.
When was the last time he actually tweeted about Doge? It was like 2 years
That's
ago.
the only. Those are the only 3 cryptos he ever said he had. He's never said he had any other cryptos. Other people have sent him cryptos, but publicly he's only said Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. He's never said anything. What's that?
He said that 4 years ago, though. So wait, things might have changed since, no? Maybe.
Yeah,
he
but
bought
since then
more.
he hasn't said anything about holding any cryptos.
Did he buy Trump coin?
Why did he stop talking about it? Because of the lawsuits, was it? Or he just...
He was getting busy. I mean, now after he was talking about it, he got the dev team. I mean, the guys on GitHub, they're still busy. He helped organize the team right now that they're working on. You can check out things that are happening on GitHub. And he's just, he's got it on the back burner because he's got a team working on it. So it's not his project anyways. He just wants to help support it because he believes it's going to, take over the finances of the world somehow. I don't know. We'll see if he's right.
Yeah, maybe.
But if I remember, what was it, maybe like less than a year ago, he was talking about, well, people were talking about how they're going to add Doge to X, but then now it's like all the coins going to be on X. And honestly, there's not a single coin on X, right?
Well, you can tip. There's like wallet thing you can tip, but it's not technically on X. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I think it's actually only Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. But no, nothing. There's nothing official. No wallets. No cryptos. Nothing.
And he was talking about making influencers also being tipped on Doge, but I still haven't heard nothing about that either.
Well, yeah, X Money is going to come out soon. So if you check the X Money account, yeah,
Is he waiting for
the,
some states to approve it? Something like that?
It's this year for sure. I mean, on January 20th or 21st, they said it's coming out like middle of this year, towards the end of this year. So we're already close to middle of the year. So I think things are going to be cooking soon.
Oh, that's good.
Well, summer, right?
All right, so you guys ready to dump Bitcoin down to 97,500? It's like, no, just kidding.
No.
No, but Drew, did you see that inverted head and shoulder I drew on Doge?
No, but don't show me anything bullish right now because I just sold.
If you're bored, you can check it out. It's in the chat. No, it might be a breakout longer.
I don't think we're going to break out here because Bitcoin just got a little slight rejection in a key area.
Okay, maybe we'll do a double right shoulder so you can get back in at the bottom of a right shoulder.
No, we have a pull flag on Doge, my friend. Doge, Drew, you just have to go all in on Doge.
Oh yeah, I didn't put a TP on my Doge. I need to figure that out. I think for 40-cent areas is probably interesting. It's where a lot of volume happened and all.
I believe if Bitcoin keep moving up, I believe Doge will break that POI and will just like push upward to the retracement of the Fibonacci. I believe
which fib?
I will tell you which number exactly. Let me just put it here.
Doge did 2 steps down, 1 step up.
I believe we're gonna hit, like, if we're just gonna retrace to the golden pocket, it's gonna be like around 36 cents. On the daily chart.
Yep.
Check the daily chart. You have a very nice rebound on a higher high. Higher low, sorry. So if you have a higher low and you have this nice rebound with a bull flag formed there, touching the 50 EMA, moving upward, I believe it's not gonna be hard to reach 0.36. 0.36 or 0.345, something.
Yeah, Trump coin got dumped today. He was one of the leading coins this morning, and by end of the day, it's on the bottom of the list right now.
Maybe it's a good buy. Let me check it out.
I mean, it was doing really good this morning.
It's not that bad. It's what? It had a little dump from 1540 down to 1430. It's a little dumperoonie. All right. Yeah, I'm not touching anything right now. I'm gonna wait to see if Bitcoin's able to make a higher high.
Bye, Drew. Bye.
Sell. Just a profit, man. I'm waiting. I'm gonna see if I can get some more crypto on the drop. I'm scalping, baby.
A drop?
Yeah, I think Bitcoin's gonna have to either break this resistance soon.
Oh, it will drop.
Yeah, it feels like.
Yeah.
The problem is when it drops, nobody will want to buy it anymore.
Guys, maybe you didn't hear that today. I told Drew, but maybe you didn't hear that. My neighbor's parrot just today was saying like, what was that? I told
big
you.
buys.
Big buys, yeah. The parrot was saying big buys, big buys.
That's funny.
He's next to my window and they hear everything we talk.
Yo, what up, neighbors?
Yeah. No, it's him and that they have a fence which they have a lot of birds. One of them, this parrot, and he memorized my cell phone ringtone, and he always like fake me out.
Uh-oh, did I just get faked out? Bitcoin just got some nice buys here.
And Doge is breaking out.
Are you guys gonna leave me in the dust? You guys just gonna leave me behind, aren't you?
No, there'll be red candles that will go lower than where you bought.
You guys are gonna have a party without me.
Especially once we put a higher high and fail again.
Someone today did not like me when I said that there is a big W, but the W is working out. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Well, 1 week ago we were like at 104. And right now we're 111. It's not that crazy for Bitcoin, so I don't think it's gonna drop.
Yeah, it's just up a few percent per day, right? Like it's three green candles in a row. Well, actually, it's more like on the Helkinashi we did like 30 green candles in a row, but it's just three green candles that are like 2% up each of them.
It's not too crazy. I mean, it's not that crazy. I don't know.
But if you look on the left, what we did we had $10,000 daily candles.
Exactly.
It was lower, so now we could do like $15,000 green candles. That's a possibility. I mean, that's where
let's go higher. $15,000 easy. Why not? Why not? I mean, we're going up, aren't we?
But the problem is, how can we get more bullish than having the president talk about crypto during dinner and make a strategic reserve for the country? Like, what more bullish thing can happen on Bitcoin?
No, what if just market wants to keep going? I mean,
we just need no news, no?
well, is it always about news though? I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah, it's steadily going up. If no news, nothing particular makes people act aggressively, might just continue this climb for a few months. No, I don't know. It's possible.
It's also, what is it called in crypto? Sell in May and go away. So, yeah.
This year it's sell in June and go away.
I hope so. From your mouth to God's ear.
No, but like if you sold 12th May, it was a red candle. It was actually the biggest red candle of May. Actually no, 19th May was bigger, right? Yeah.
But you're right. I think we should keep going up in June, sell off in September, and then October, November, December, and then I guess bear market can start. Top out around 140 to 150.
4 years ago, we had Bitcoin drop 50% during summer, and alts did not suffer from that 50% drop. Quite the contrary, they started the alt season. They were running like hell, even though Bitcoin had dropped 50% and all. That's when the bull market really started for alt season really started. This time around, it's a very different situation though, because you have alts still relatively low, and Bitcoin is well, maybe it still has time to drop to make a big red candle for summer, but I think it's not gonna play out like summer 2021. Even though that's exactly 4 years ago, and you would expect a bit similar behavior.
So what does Bitcoin usually do during the summer? It dips, right? And then September it really dips, and then it kind of goes up. October, November.
I don't think there's any specific rule.
No,
I mean, yeah, last year we dipped on 5th of August. I don't know. In 2021, it's in May that you dipped. It's not really summer, right? It's before summer. Then summer, you just went sideways in a range, which is what makes sense because people are just less active in summer. At least on the stock market, they're on vacation and all. So sideways kind of makes sense for Bitcoin in summer. So we need to define a range, right? So we need a top and a bottom to define a range. And
if we go by,
I guess we have one. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I guess we have one right now, but it's being violated to the upside, right? It's the old range. It's the 90k to 110 range. With like the midpoint at 100. 'We're back in that range. We are trying to break it out, but if you look on the daily, you know, this could be just a deviation at the top of the range. Like, we'll see. I hope not. I honestly hope not, because otherwise it's just gonna postpone everything by 3 months, or 2 months at least. Well, by duration of summer, and hope the idea would be to then get a pump in September, October, November, towards the end of the year.
Where does a 4-year cycle put the top? November, right? November, December?
Not necessarily. It's plus or minus a few months, you know. I don't think we can be that precise, just because when do you start your bull market? Like on Bitcoin, it's pretty easy. You're gonna start it at 15.5 because the double bottom is roughly happened the same month, right? You double bottom in November with November, so it's kind of an easy count time-wise. But if you look at the topic structure we did last bull run, that's 1 year apart, almost. I mean, it's 8 months apart, right? You entered the topic structure in like February 2021. You actually retested all the way in November 2021. So yeah, last time it was November. Maybe that makes November more likely to be a topping month for this cycle. Maybe not. Any thoughts on this? There's probably statistics and all. But you only have 3 examples to go with. That's the problem, right? It's not a lot of data.
Just out of conspiracy, has anyone ever thought of, like, if the governments are really, like, especially US government, about the dumb dollar, and let's say they take cryptocurrency as the legitimate currency, do we even know how high Bitcoin could go if they get rid of cash, like a dollar itself, and everything adopt crypto? Like, has anybody ever measured where?
But it's about time. You have like 40% growth per year currently on average, I think. Yeah, you would expect that to come a bit down, but
No.
Let's
Say there's a crisis, some kind of crisis, a war, or dollar just takes a total shit.
All right, so just to sum up, we've had all the possible crises lately. We've had a global shutdown of world economy because we were afraid we were going to die. We have wars igniting all over the world. They are still in progress. You got wars in Europe. You have wars in the Middle East. You have wars in South America.
More simplified answer. Have you ever thought that the gold will reach $3,500? Do we know the top of the gold price? Do we know the bottom, or if we were going?
Yeah, but what if we take gold away, like gold and everything? Like the whole governments go digital.
This is
because of control.
This is something which you're talking like if there is a God or no God. You know, if what if we don't want to think now because I don't believe it's anytime soon. At the end of the day, it's really hard to take over everything in the world.
Even if that happens,
you're still gonna have.
It's really not. It's really not, because so much stuff is going on online, and if you look at like 10 years how internet has developed, and if they really want to have this kind of control, like, where would Bitcoin even go? That would be insane, right?
I'll give you another scenario. What if something else just like appeared out of the blue, other than Bitcoin, which does not exist now? So
like
it's the same.
CBDC.
It's similar. Like you're saying, what if we take over gold? What if something else better than BTC came up? So this is the question. We're always evolving, and we're just always like on the track moving forward.
We're always evolving.
Yeah. Yes, that's the point. So the question is where we're gonna hit and what's price level we're gonna reach. We might reach 1 million, and then as the guy before just said, we can retrace to 300,000 when
what
a new innovation just came up.
Let's say Bitcoin really go high and there's no dollar to exchange it to, and all it is just, and I know it's very like silly question in a way, but then again it's really not, because the way world goes, governments would love to have digital control over your money.
It's not a silly question. It's very good to ask such questions, by the way. It's like you get your brain to
you're talking about denominating stuff in Bitcoin rather than in dollars, and that governments will have to fall for that to happen, because it's the currency is the.
But is it really so hard to believe the government can fall these days with all this turmoil going on?
I don't think anybody really wishes that.
Oh
You're
my
talking about
God.
civil war, anarchy. Yeah, it's a bad future.
Hey guys,
So
are
it's
you looking at
possible that
Dogecoin?
Bitcoin could just go to stupid amounts, like literally $1 million per coin, like Sailor's talking about, or no, like they ain't. That
Oh my God.
Bitcoin's going to $100.
No, it's not
Bro,
$1
look at
million
Doge.
per coin. It's Bitcoin wouldn't have any dollar value anymore. You would denominate things in Bitcoin.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It would really replace the dollar,
Right.
for example.
Right.
Like so it wouldn't have a dollar value.
Right.
It would be like gold. It would be the thing you compare it with for the long run. That's what gold is today. It's the metric to compare growth between different assets, because dollar is not
No,
stable.
that's a good point. You're right. You're right.
And yes, of course, your buying power would increase if something like that was to happen, likely. But it would increase less than buying the new shiny thing that's going to get released in 2035 or... Yeah. It's on its way there, Bitcoin. Like, that's what we see on our charts. Yeah.
But digital currency as itself is going to be, I think in like 10, 15 years, it's just going to be normal as today is cash, right? As out of convenience, where you can just swipe your phone or...
It's already happening. It's already happening now. If you go to Dubai today, if you go to Dubai today, just get your phone with your wallet. You can tap, pay. That's it. You can buy your apartment.
Yeah.
You can buy your car. You can do whatever you want with cryptocurrency.
I was in Sweden 2 years ago to visit my family, and I couldn't do nothing with cash, euros or crowns. Everything was through my phone.
In Switzerland, you can ride the train with BTC. I believe it was even 3-4 years ago.
Really? In Switzerland?
Yes.
But it's not really the point of Bitcoin, though, right? Like, we don't want to become a currency. I don't think Bitcoin wants to become a currency.
Dubai announced that on the news. It's not something I'm just saying. If you go now to Google, just search for it, and you will see it on the top of the news. You can buy whatever you want in UAE with Bitcoin, with XRP.
What if you lose your cell phone? You're screwed, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, in Dubai, they have exchanges where you can go and exchange your crypto into cash. You can buy property, you can buy cars, you can do dinners, you can do shopping. Yeah.
Yes, in Dubai, yes.
You can buy gold. You can do certain different things with the cryptocurrency.
I will tell you something happened with
There are
me
multiple
last
exchanges like banks, so you can go there and just exchange your crypto with the cash.
Exactly. This is what I did last year.
It's regularized there.
It's a government system, huh?
in Thailand.
Yeah,
They paid
it's
me in
regularized
BTC,
and no
and
tax.
I got my money in cash in Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been too much about America. I haven't really paid attention to the world. Wow.
Dubai is trying to lead the world when it comes to crypto innovation. But I don't know if they will succeed or not. But Trump is doing a very hard work in order to be #1 with that.
Yeah, Miami's doing pretty good. New York's stepping it up slowly, but Miami's pretty crypto friendly.
Yeah.
So all these people that are saying online, like, "Oh, well, what's the use case scenario?" They're actually behind, huh?
They are behind. Exactly. That's the point. You are you're advanced with that. That's the thing. People they are not understanding that you are in a position that you understand more than them when it comes to this innovation, and you can teach them that. If they don't know and they don't want to understand, it's like you're telling them this religion is better than that religion. They will never believe. So just leave them alone.
Most of the influencer, YouTuber who are into cryptocurrency, yeah, and they are millionaire. They are all in Dubai because there is no tax, no rate cuts or anything.
I have a friend of mine, which he have a kid. He's only
Yeah.
21 years old.
Oh,
He's
yeah, yeah.
wealthy enough from crypto to
Most of
eliminate.
the
He's
people.
carrying everything from his parents, and he's just buying for them villas, cars, whatever they want. They make
Yeah.
them travel. Like they just
Don't
cannot
tell me
stay.
that. You'll make me feel like crap.
That's
Seriously,
I'm
because
working
you
my ass
can
off over here.
you can YouTube them. You can YouTube them. The
I
crypto
think we
market
should invade these fiscal paradises. Like, it's unfair.
It is really not
we
fair
didn't
because
have this chance actually when we were young. So it's not our fault. So we just have it now, so we can use it.
You know,
No, but the fact
Dubai.
that the taxes regulation is so different from one country to another gives like competitive advantage to certain countries
You
compared
still
to
have to
others.
pay the
And
taxes. You still have to pay
did you
the
say
taxes.
Texas?
No
taxes.
tax.
What
Tax.
about taxes? Okay, my bad.
You know, these little islands where there's like no economy, no nothing, but it's just like tax haven.
But
So how does it
Dubai
play
is
on
the
a bigger
paradise.
picture when they're really not part of the bigger picture yet they have all these advances? I mean, eventually they'll develop, but doesn't it matter on the bigger economies in a way what they do?
Oh,
It's
UAE?
too small, yeah.
You mean
Right.
about
The
Dubai?
Arab
About
Emirates,
United
like
Arab
they're so
Emirates?
advanced, but they're not really like they
Man,
got
they're not
nothing in
advanced.
America.
I'll tell you the situation. UAE 35 years ago, I went there. There was only one road and one, they used to call it a skyscraper, but it's literally 25 floors. Okay. But
Yeah.
after the oil and gas kind of thing, and they start to sell and like this, the ruler of Dubai decided to have a city which is a replica of Hong Kong.
Not
Okay.
Hong Kong, Vegas.
Yeah, and the British actually, like I was there when I was like around 20 years old, and one police guy he stopped me, and he was British guy. Okay. And he's like, why you driving here? It's not allowed. You have to go to the other road. You're driving like I'm driving in a road. I don't know what he just said. I told them, okay, bye bye. And just like, but the guys who just started the city actually were British. And if you go to Dubai and you will see most of the British people there are in a senior level positions. Okay, and you will
Really?
see them, yeah, and you will see them in the government working here and there. They are
British?
consultants. Yeah, British. Yeah,
Huh?
and after that, they start to the country start to slowly to develop. You start to see some kind of new stuff there, like new rules. They were too strict, and I was like wondering what's happening. Then I left UAE,
If you
and
ever had a
after
chance,
10 years, I came back. They was like, oh, this is a different country. It's not the same
i-
country. And after
That
10
just
years,
blows
I
my
came
mind.
again, and it was like similar to New York.
But British?
i-
What does British has to do with Arab
It's
Emirates?
but
yeah,
the British
if you
Empire
Okay,
ever
it's
was
a long
big.
story. I can explain it, but not on YouTube. Maybe we can go to another
No,
channel
no,
and
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It has something to do with politics, but
Because if you
it's
look at Britain, they're like struggling way behind everybody else right now as of today. How's crypto in Britain? It's nothing, right?
yeah,
Nothing
nothing,
special, I
nothing,
guess.
nothing. I lived in UK for more than 15 years, and I just moved
Wow.
from there just for the crypto because I was unable to do lots of things through crypto. So I moved my business to Dubai. But right now I'm residing in Pakistan. But if I ever have to exchange a large amount of funds, or I have to buy assets, I mean, I do the property business in Dubai as well, and it's all through crypto. If I
Wow.
want to buy an iPhone or a laptop for my kids or anything, I just go to Dubai. I cash out from there. I buy stuff from there. I do buy and sell property there through crypto. I take payments in crypto. I give payments in crypto, and it's really easy. It's really easy.
How long you been doing
Uh,
that?
From last 8, 9 years.
Oh wow, that's a long
Yeah.
Yeah, a
time.
friend of mine
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
she had to open an exchange in Jordan. This was in 2017, and new regulations just came up 2017 in December, I believe. They just banned all crypto transactions and everything in this country. So the only like safe haven for her was just to go to Dubai. And I believe most of you are familiar with this name is Bit Oasis. Have you ever heard of this exchange in UAE?
No.
Yeah, just you can Google it. It's one of it's the leading actually. It's leading there in UAE.
You
Bit
know, the
Oasis exchange.
crypto exchanges in Dubai are like the banks. It's everywhere, every mall, every street, every corner. It's like a banks. So you can just go there and you say, I want to exchange $10,000. I've got this USDT, BTC or ETI, whatever you have. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
tap them
Is
and
it a
just take the
decent
money.
exchange, or they charge you quite
man,
a
it's
bit?
big.
Is it
You
fair?
just Google Bit Oasis exchange. You will see
I,
how
I,
big
I
it
was
is.
I was watching the video other day. He's a very famous YouTuber and a Bitcoin millionaire. You can say that Moon. You might have heard the name Moon, called Moon. He buy the Bugatti Veyron with the crypto.
Yeah,
It's really easy.
So
People
those
buy
exchanges
proper.
actually are fair. They don't take quite a bit out of your profit,
No,
just the
no, no,
exchange.
no, no, no.
no, they have very
Actually,
strict regulations in UAE actually when it
yeah,
comes to exchanges and stuff like that. So you're safe, they are safe, and
yeah.
everyone is happy. So you cannot open an exchange just because you want to
And
open it.
and you know the best thing about the Dubai, yeah, it's a zero crime rate. Zero. There
Zero,
is
yeah.
no
Oh yeah,
crime.
because they'll chop your hand off.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how
There's
it
no
should be.
crime.
No, there is no that's not there anymore. If you go to Dubai, you will be amazed, my friend. Those
Well, you just
guys
can't steal, which is good. Like it teaches
managed
you a
to
Bro,
do
lesson.
something
if
which
you if
no
you
one
left,
country managed to do. Like I'm not a UAE citizen or anything. Like I'm just like I'm proud of a country which will manage to do more than Singapore what managed to do. That's significantly big actually. You will see everyone is happy living with their rights. No one, but the only thing which is not allowed to do in UAE is to speak about politics. If you just discuss
Well, that's a
politics,
big thing, though.
you're
I
out
mean,
of the
that's
country.
kind of freedom of speech where you have different opinions. No.
And you
Exactly.
can't.
You have a
What about
freedom of
smoking
speech with
weed? They won't.
everything other than politics.
And
Well,
weed.
that's bad, though.
They won't let you
But
smoke
it's
weed.
good at the
but
same
people
time.
are
I
happy
can
there. They
see
don't
that
do that.
developing in a way which
Well,
no
it's not
country.
really good, though. I mean,
That's
okay,
why I
we
don't
can't
stay in
get that
Romania
political.
because they don't let me smoke weed. So I don't stay in Romania too long. I just go there a little bit, and I don't like places where you're not allowed to smoke weed.
Drew, bro. I'll manage
Or
that
even
for
drink
you. Don't
alcohol. You
worry.
can't drink alcohol in Dubai, right? You can't
Yeah,
I'll
drink
you
ma-
there.
can.
can.
Yeah,
I
you can.
You can drink. It's everywhere. You can do
Really?
whatever you want.
yeah.
I will tell you the best city to get even like sorry, we're on YouTube. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, I
But
guess we let's just
yeah,
stop this.
it's
We're
in
probably
Dubai.
gonna get in trouble.
There is nothing not allowed other than drugs. Nothing. There is markets for everything you want.
But you know what's screwed up? What about coffee? Is coffee allowed?
Man, the
Oh
coffee
man.
there, it's
Well,
just
that's
you
what I'm
don't
What?
saying.
you,
They don't have
Coffee
coffee
is a
there?
drug. Wait, no, but coffee is a drug, and there's people that have died of too much caffeine
Bro,
too.
the
So you
coffee
should
caffeine.
start.
there.
Yes, you're
Yeah, I
right.
think I think you guys that live in Dubai need to put your foot down because I've been trying this in Romania too, and you need to start telling the people hashish is not that bad, and they need to relax on the problems with hashish.
Wait,
Bro, the
you can't have coffee there?
coffee there. See, the coffee there, they will serve you on the 120th floor with the gold flakes on it. You love
No,
it,
no, no.
bro.
I'm talking about regular coffee. You can't go to gas station, have a cup of coffee, and smoke a
Yes, you
cigarette.
can for
Yeah,
sure,
Yes,
man.
you
You
sure.
have
can.
And
No,
everything.
no, yeah,
You
you
have
everywhere.
can. I was
Starbucks,
just
you
saying.
have Tim Hortons, you have local stuff, you have everything. Yes.
Yeah, you didn't understand what I was saying. I was just saying it's like so many things are drugs. Sugar is a drug, you know. It's like why ban drugs?
Oh, okay.
Coffee's a drug, you know.
We're on. I got you, Drew. I understand what you're saying.
I'll get
I
you
see.
everything in the way, Drew. Don't worry. Whatever you need.
Man, I'm scared.
The thing is, the wealth of Dubai, where does it come from? Like, there could be an argument to say that it comes from the poverty around it, right?
Actually, they had a very bad situation back in 2008 and 9. Okay, which most of the work, like employees, just left the country, left their apartments and homes and cars and everything, and just like left the country. Like literally, it was like a ghost city because of that financial crisis. And Abu Dhabi, Dubai is not a country; it's a city in a country. Okay, it's like a state in the United States.
Dubai
Okay,
is the capital of the Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is the capital of the UAE. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So Abu
So,
Dhabi, eh, their economy is based on oil and gas and some industrial stuff. Like they have a very solid economy. So not any financial crisis will collapse them easily. So what happens that Abu Dhabi did support Dubai with billions of dollars in order
yeah.
to just make them stand. Okay. And that's why they had this Burj Khalifa and they named it under the ruler of Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like not a city standing by itself. It's like there is some kind of support. And even the Gulf countries as well did some support as well to Dubai in order to just survive the crisis.
You know, back in 1940s, it was a fishing island. There was no other business, just fishing
Yeah,
and camel herding. That's all they do. But
exactly.
in 1967, 60 or 67, they discovered oil. The British basically discovered oil.
The
And
British,
they,
yes.
yeah. And after 1990, or maybe early 2000, the oil gone, yeah, just finished. But they had enough economy to build a city, the
Yeah,
modern
Dubai.
city.
The Dubai
Yeah,
oil
Dubai.
finish, but not Abu
Yeah,
Dhabi. Yeah.
yeah. So they start building as a world tourist destination, and you will see more skyscrapers than the New York or any other part of the world. More
Yes.
modern economy, more modern people,
In
and
2000, yeah, to support your words, actually, I just can't recall, maybe in 2006, they had those crane lifters for the skyscrapers. There was
yeah,
a shortage in the world to find a crane left
yeah,
to build your building because everything was in Dubai.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You just Google it, bro. Just YouTube it, and you'll find everything.
I'm back.
So it's
You'll
pretty
find
much
everything.
oil money going into crypto in a way.
It's not oil money
Yeah.
anymore, but it's the
No,
it's
no, no.
the financial hub for the whole world.
Yes, especially when it comes to
And the
trade, because
future of
this is my
finance
core
is kind of
business.
crypto, I
My
guess.
core business is
Oh my
trade.
God,
Actually,
that's
everything
skyrocketing there.
is happening through UAE. Like when it comes to buy and sell commodities, like Jebel Ali port is one of the most famous ports in the world, and I just use it on a regular basis to get my stuff from Far East and Far West. So this is like most of the economy is coming from there as well. Like they have the biggest strategic port in the Middle East.
And the more and more they use cryptocurrency to use financial trades.
Yeah,
This is
yeah, yeah,
yeah, 7 years, like starting from 2017 till today, they're doing a significantly big, big job actually when it comes to
So
cryptocurrency.
America has to catch up on this whole
And
crypto
they will
thing.
give you an
Really,
insight as well. Ripple Labs have an office in Dubai since 2018, and they have already implemented their system in two banks in UAE, and they implemented their system actually with the Saudi Central Bank.
yeah,
so Saudi central bank really, really wants to go within crypto.
Yeah, they do.
yeah. They do.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, US is way behind then. Like we gotta step our step. You're wow. Because yeah, US is so far away from implementing crypto system.
Well, yeah,
When
in
I
these last
saw
4 years,
Trump, I was not shocked that Trump came to. I was not really shocked when that Trump came to this industry actually with rage, because he started to feel that yes, the U.S. is starting to be behind, which is not.
Yeah.
In
yeah,
the
the last
No.
reality, you're not.
yeah, the
But
last 4
he
years was
wants to be
terrible.
like 10 feet ahead from anyone else. He don't want to be 1 or 2 feet ahead.
Yeah, but the last 4 years were terrible. So we have to get 10 feet from back where we were just to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And guys,
So
I
we're
think
about to be
Bitcoin,
off.
guys, hold on real quick back to Bitcoin. I'm just thinking, since we did get that slight rejection, we broke one of the resistances and we were able to make it a little bit above. There was a resistance right at 111,720. Broke that, but weren't able to make the higher high. We had to get over 111,985 to do that. I'm thinking if momentum doesn't pick up soon, probably going to retrace and have to test the previous pivot point around 10,800 ish. And I think that has to give a good bounce for us to keep momentum, or else this local structure is going to kind of start flipping on the downside. If we flip on the downside, in my opinion, looking at the hourly candle, we got a big vector to fill, probably all the way back down to 106,900 somewhere, 107,000.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it.
That's not that big percentage wise if you think about it. Now it's just like,
Yeah.
it's barely anything technically. So it's just a little retest of previous resistance, and that's about 107,000. If that fails, I would say the next level would be next target down 102,500. And that's where we had the bottom of most of the price action starting all the way from May 8th. Basically, we've been ranging that whole area. So the May 8th up until now, or up until before we got to this last pump, I think is pretty much the point of control for this local time zone. So that's where things want to go if we don't get higher soon.
Yeah.
I still think the Bulls are going to be able to keep it above 100,000 though, even though I would love to get a buy down by like 97,500. I think the Bulls will be able to keep it above 101,200.
Exactly.
By now.
Hey guys, first time here in the chat with you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Very well. Welcome to the Discord, boy.
Very well.
All right, thanks. Only following on YouTube in a while, and like certainly the best YouTube website for cryptocurrency.
This is the best place, bro.
Yeah, the only issue is I'm in Brazil, so time zone is terrible when you guys join, so can't catch a lot.
Crypto never sleep, bro. It's 5:46 a.m. in the morning here in Pakistan, and I'm up all night, all day. Whenever I wake up, just straight jump into the charts.
Whoa.
Welcome to the group, brother.
Thanks, Dbloc. I have a couple of questions. But first, on the market makers, I'm seeing here your graph, and like looks like in a while, the only one who is pushing up are the market makers.
Yeah.
The retail isn't coming together. Mm-hmm. So would it be reasonable to say that we are getting to a reversion here? No.
Yeah, eventually it'll give out. This range that we're in right now, the bottoms haven't been supported by market maker at all. But the tops have been pushed. And every time they let off the brakes to see if retail wants to continue, retail is sort of sold off. Right? This was the best opportunity that we had here. Market maker gave us a vector through, let retail sort of take control. Retail tried, pushed, rejected, and after that it was, So for me, at this point, it's pretty simple. If we hold the 50 EMA, we will see target 2 and target 3. Right? Market maker at some point will push through these liquidations. FOMO will kick back in, all-time highs. We'll see that move. If we can't, then we're going to come down to 108. Right, we'll play out this M pattern. Once we lose that 50, we have a chance of holding at the 200, but very slight chance in my opinion. Probably come back and clear this entire vector underneath us. It's about market maker motivations. Like the market maker's making a little bit of money here. He's shooting his vectors up and down or whatever, and he's getting paid. But they're not going to stay in this range when there's easy money underneath for them to get. Right? The problem is that you have to break the sentiment. Right now, nobody wants to buy, which you're seeing, but also nobody wants to sell. You know what I mean? Like there's enough FOMO to keep people from selling, but not enough FOMO to make them buy. So that's sort of the game that we're playing here.
And a lot of people are just broke. They're all in and got no dry powder left.
All in and full of hopium too. I mean, and I don't blame them. We're at 111K.
Yeah, and how strong is this candle that closed today? Like fully above
Daily
the
candle is really nice. Yep.
Yeah, market maker pushed a little bit.
Daily candle is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's a little boring, but like I said, we're in this range, and there's really only one thing to watch is that 50 EMA. All-time high, if that breaks, that'll be a bullish trigger. 50 EMA, if that breaks, that'll be our bearish trigger. So we're squeezing, right? That 50 EMA is coming up. Eventually, we're going to have to break either the 50 or the all-time high. Just time alone will break us. You know what I mean? It's just not it's not fun to trade, right? Because you're waiting for confirmations. Or you're in a long already and you're just, you know, waiting to see if this thing breaks.
And just wondering, do you work with divergences or not?
With divergences, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was looking here at the graphs and basically if you check the 4 hours, we have been through a lot of bearish divergence in a while. Since like 22nd of April, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, just over and over and over.
Yeah.
Thing about RSIs, though, they can stay cooked for a long time. You know, our money flow on the 4 hour is still crazy.
Yeah.
What's that indicator, D?
Market Cypher.
Market Cypher.
For me, honestly, the strongest divergences are volume divergences. I'll glance, you know, at my regular and hidden divergences, but volume divergences for me tell a lot, really tell the story, right? Is this move up supported by spot or not? You know, are we moving up on decreased volume, which means that you're being sold into? It's moving up because people are selling. They're selling into the buyers, which means that as soon as those sellers are gone, the price moves. Or is it being moved up because people are buying and overwhelming sellers? Excuse me. Those are the ones that actually support. But if you're volume divergent, chances are you will turn around.
Yeah. Because I don't know if I'm wrong, but like the cash I have, I'm holding to get it back in when it come back to 100 or something.
Yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone. For me, honestly, I would say anybody that's sitting and waiting, you know, 105 should be the trigger.
Okay.
If price comes down to 105, me personally, if I had a large amount of money on the sidelines and I wasn't in and I was waiting to put back in, I'd be setting a grid between 105 and 100. And then just letting the grid fill. Whatever it gets, I'll throw in manually whatever's left. You could do the same thing from 108. It just depends on your level of risk tolerance. Right? It doesn't feel good to not be exposed right now. You know, the best place to be is in a catbird seat where you're well exposed, where if everything takes off, you'll be fine and you'll just put in the money you have left. But if it goes down, you have enough money to throw in where it'll make a difference.
Yeah, I'm selling all the way up, so now I'm with a bit of cash to put it back.
I got you. Well, it's important to remember your coin count because that's really the main thing, right? So if you're in a position and you're selling all the way up, what I like to do is just have a pad and just write down your coin count. I got 37,000 coins. Your goal is to get back at the very least that same amount without having to put in an extra dollar.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So sometimes when you look at it like that and you just sort of simplify it, then it's like, well, damn, I don't need 100. 100 would be nice, but I'm still getting way more coins at 108, 107, 106 if I sold at 111.
Yeah, I know what I
But
mean.
that's exactly what I do. Is I pick out exactly once I sell stuff, I pick out exactly where I would have to hit to get exactly back where to get the same exact coin count, and that's where I start my orders, and then I spread them out.
It's the most simple TA in the world. When you sell, take a horizontal line, come down to your trading view, take this line and slap it right where you sold. And then draw yourself a big ass, double click it twice and in big ass letters.
Can we look at alt
Do
/BTC
not
real quick?
buy
Emoji. What's up, chat?
above here. And put that shit on like 40 font if you have to. Just your chart. It's just for you. You're not sharing it with anybody. Screw all the other shit. Just make sure that you understand where your line is, because what you don't want to do is have to buy your crypto back higher. That never feels good.
Yeah, that happens to me every damn time.
Super chat. Yeah, I'll take a look at Dom. Give me a second. You guys should write yourselves all types of little notes on your charts, for real. Look at it like a diary. You're going to be able to go back on your charts a year from now and see how you were feeling at a certain time. There's nothing wrong with putting a little box that says, this shit is freaking me the hell out, but I'm still going to buy. Or this shit is freaking me the hell out, I'm not buying. So you can come back in the future and look and be like, damn, that's like exactly where I probably should have bought.
Hell yeah.
You know? You're topping out a little bit on dominance, which is good. We're on the 15-minute here. I really wanted this bull flag to just break apart. That measured move is not nice. That measured move takes us back to 65. So I'd feel a lot better once we come down underneath this angular here. But for right now, if we're just looking at structure, and remember this is dominant, so this is pseudo TA. But if we look at structure, we do have, you know, head and shouldery, at least a lower high scenario playing out here.
The 50's crossing through the 800 on the 5-minute on Bitcoin dominance, if I'm not wrong. I don't know how big of a deal that is. I just figured I'd mention it.
All right, that would be a predominant pattern that hasn't been invalidated. And that measured move would bring us down to 63. We look at the macro though, which is important here. We really don't look at the macro a lot on Dom, but we should. So this is our uptrend from our entire run up. Right, all the damage that was done to the alt happened here. But we've convincingly broke that uptrend. And now we're working to put in our lower high. So for me, where I'm starting to take on serious risk is underneath this range. Right, once we get down underneath all of this support, prior support, and we come into this gap, is when I plan on loading up on all my riskier alts. Right, I'm already in blue chips and stuff like that, but some of the sketchier stuff that I'm waiting to get into, some of the low market cap stuff, that's when I'll start touching it. I'm not taking that risk. Looks good though. It looks like it's curling. We just want it. Actually, let me draw. Let me give it some inspiration so it understands what we expect from it. Just so dominance isn't confused with our intentions.
I apologize to all you bears. Will you guys accept me again?
What happened?
I took profit, baby. Profit.
I know, but you must have went hard on the Bears if you're asking for apologies.
Yeah, I think I went. I kind of went in. I feel bad.
That's funny as shit.
I was eating some bear meat at the barbecue, some coleslaw.
Well, I'm telling you guys, man, that bear bullshit, man. It's like, it's bear bullshit. Like, we're both bulls, we're both bears, just different times of the day. And even if somebody is a perma bear, you know, that's why we pumped to 111K. If it wasn't for the degen perma bears, we wouldn't be sitting up here so comfortably.
That's a good point.
Where'd you sell it up top, Drew? Where'd you sell out up there? 24.8?
Man, the
24.6?
top, man. Come on, baby. You know I sold the top.
Well, nicely. I was just curious of your average. Good job.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see where I got filled at. Coinbase sometimes dips me on these market sells, man. Let me see. They filled me at 0.2445.
Man, my last order that went through is at 24.850. And I'm curious just to sell the rest of mine up here. There's some more orders of it, but I think that's the last one that's going to fill before we drop. So I'm about to drop out the rest of it here, but still hold on to 25%.
Troy Graham with the super chat. No, I appreciate you, brother.
It got up to 0.248, but I hesitated.
Yeah, that's my last 2.485 was my last order that actually went through.
Nice.
I had them sitting there. I have them at 4.8, 4.85, 9, 9.5. I mean, they kind of just go up.
I still believe Doge is going to do it. I'm just waiting for Bitcoin to figure out what it wants to do. Since it didn't make a new high here, I'm just going to reassess the situation.
We're in the same boat. In and out, the same boat.
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
I thought if I understand right, before that you said that you never short.
No, I don't trade leverage on crypto. How can I say what?
So you're not a bear. I thought you said you're not a bear, right?
Oh, I'm a bear. Oh, I can be bearish without shorting.
Oh, okay. I thought okay.
No, I mean, honestly, like, I don't know. At this point, is my reputation more bull or bear? Depends on when you met. It depends on when you met me. If you've been here the whole time, I think I'm still more bear, right?
Bear, yeah.
I think I'm still more bear if you've known me for like the entirety since we got on YouTube. No. I will be shorting the hell out of iBit and MicroStrategy.
Can I ask you why? Is it too risky or?
It's just legacy, bro. Legacies. I'm at the point where it's wealth preservation is more important than accumulation. And without the when leverage first came, it was cool because everybody was so happy just to be able to start trading leverage that you really didn't get any of the like fuckery for lack of a better word until 2018, 2020. And just the amount of people that I saw get wrecked through no fault of their own, just exchange glitches and stop losses not getting hit and all that shit. Nah, I'd rather not. I take 2 or 3 good shorts every bull market, which are on legacy, which now we have way more options. So for me, at least it's better to go over there where there's some semblance of regulation, and I can still, get a bunch of contracts against iBit.
I have no idea how shorting works, but let's say if you short it and it keeps going down, do you get stopped out, or you can, let's say you short only like $100, and if it keeps going down, you can end up losing like tens, thousands of dollars, or you just get stopped out eventually where your money ends.
No, there is indefinite losses. Remember, because to the downside, you can only go so much. If you catch yourself.
My bad. I was just gonna say, if you do isolated, then it doesn't dip into your big bag, whatever, But if you're doing cross margin, then you can wreck your whole account, right? From what I heard, I've never done it. I'm just
it's not that it's spooky, right? It's a tool like anything else, like having a gun in your house, right? You just, if you don't need it, you don't need it. And if there happens to be a risk, like if you got one gun over here that jams and this one that's brand new in the box, then probably gonna use the new one.
Just to a beginner, like let's say you're short $1,000 at 100,000 Bitcoin, and it goes to $50,000. So you gain only 50%, right?
It depends what leverage you use.
No leverage, just a regular short.
What do you mean?
For simplify.
Or so just like a 1x short, he's asking.
Right.
So I guess you just
if it goes to $50,000, let's say you put $1,000 at $100,000. When Bitcoin's at $100,000, you put $1,000 short. It goes to $50,000. So you make $500, right? Because you made 50% gain. Just like going up, it goes the same way down, or shorting is a little different.
If you're 1x,
If
right?
you're 1x.
It's the same. It's the same.
Yeah. Okay. Just like going up, it's the same going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, the only thing which is the spread sometimes would just make a difference.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just a beginner, man. I never shorted, nothing like that.
You probably should. In my opinion, it's too early to even be thinking about it.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm just wondering how it even works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So
the
it's the
king
same
of
way going
proving
up,
the
the same way
shorts.
going down.
You're
They
like
always
asking the
short
parents
and
about
make
the
them
birds and the bees right now.
Yeah, you're asking a very like complicated question, expecting a simple answer. You can't get it.
Okay, so here's the thing about shorting, even on 1x. If it goes up 100%, you'll still get liquidated. So you'll lose everything you put into the trade.
You get liquidated where you're not gonna lose more than whatever you put in, right?
If you're on isolated, if you have extra
You
money
want to
in
have
your cross
fun.
account, and you
Go
do it
on.
on
Yeah.
cross,
If you're crazy and you're on cross, then you could wipe yourself.
then and it goes.
I don't even know what cross means, but okay.
It means all your money's
You
at
need
risk.
Yeah, you need to watch some YouTube.
No, you need to
tutorials.
not watch some
I mean,
YouTubes. You need to
cross-
forget all about leverage till the next cycle. Respectfully.
Just
I don't know
He
if you
wants
guys
to
said
short
before,
it.
I would never ever use leverage.
if you're a beginner,
right.
if you're a beginner, don't even think about shorting, and
That's
don't
fine.
even worry about leverage.
And I have not. I was just wondering how it works because I just.
You're not old enough yet. Like, no.
I'm old enough.
Actually, there is a calculator on your.
Nah, this isn't leverage. Isn't something you graduate to either, right? Like I said, it's a tool. If you need it at a certain time, you can use it at a certain time. But just like any tool, if you don't know how to use it, you can hurt yourself.
Yeah,
I'd like to, I'd like to just correct something. You said cross is dangerous and you could lose everything. That's not true. You're gonna lose what's in your cross margin account, and every exchange has it separated from your total portfolio. Now there's another type of margin where you can lose everything. It is called portfolio margin. That's where you put the whole account on the line, and it's typically for custodial, companies. Like, retail doesn't use that too much, but you can also put your spot on the line. In practice, of course, people are gonna move money to their cross account from their Spark account to prevent liquidation, and also in practice, you might lose more than you originally thought on cross, of course, but it's not true that you risk everything. You risk what's in your cross account.
Yeah,
Hey,
your whole
fellas.
account if you're across.
Yeah, that's everything.
No,
So
it's not. No.
It's your
No,
whole
it's
account. Though. It's your
no.
whole
You
account.
so you have a spot account, you have a margin account.
Yeah, it's your whole account, but it's you're blowing your account. Yeah.
No, you're not blowing your account.
If you cross and you keep on getting, you get wrecked endlessly on a
No,
cross.
he's
you blow
right.
your account.
He's right. There's a spot wallet and a futures wallet. So if you move everything from your spot to your futures
those
wallet,
are different. Those are different accounts.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
The human behavior makes it dangerous, of course, but you will not lose everything. You'll lose whatever you put in that account.
It was just the reason why I asked. There was a guy, I don't know, 2-3 years ago on Robinhood who put more than he could have done on a short, and he ended up killing himself.
That's wrong.
So if I put $1,000 in a short, there's no way I can lose more than $1,000, right?
Well, it's not wrong. The person that killed himself, actually, there was a glitch or something. Robinhood actually screwed up on that, and he thought he owed $200,000.
Oh,
yeah, it wasn't. That didn't really happen. I mean, yes, he did commit suicide, but he did not owe that money.
That's all I know about shorting is don't do it or you'll kill yourself.
That example aside, there is margin investing where you can borrow money, and if your position goes down further than.
I don't know what's
I'm
worse,
saying if
leverage
your
or having
position goes
family
down-
visiting. Jesus Christ.
If your position goes down further than what you have, you could be in debt. So you'll actually owe more money than what you have.
But that's not normal position in short, right? Where you can go in debt. At the worst case scenario, you just get stopped out, right? if you do margin.
Most exchanges will liquidate you before you owe them money.
How about you don't worry
Like
about
again,
it, buddy?
I was just wondering, and I heard this about this guy who killed himself because he was shorting. I just don't want to be that guy.
You're not old enough yet.
If I could make a recommendation, though, what's up? I'm Punisher. I'm the new guy here. But on Blowfin, whoever was asking about shorting, you can use a paper account, a paper trading, and you can fuck with it there. Just I would start with that if you really do. Sorry.
But
I would
I would
try that out.
My advice would be, unless you've been trading already, just buy at support and sell at resistance. And once you can do that successfully for like a year, 2-3 years, like then think about leverage or margin. But like until you got a couple of years under your belt, I would suggest just getting leverage or margin out of your vocabulary.
And I really appreciate your guys' advice. I was just wondering. I am trying to short.
Nah, I think it's funny. He was just curious, and we went on a whole rampage about it.
Much, yeah.
I'm sitting back here laughing. I'm like, bro, he's like, damn, I should have just Googled
You're
this.
scaring me, guys.
It all comes from our own background.
Nah, it's like we hear
We all got our
somebody
own feelings.
we hear somebody ask about heroin, and then everybody's like, okay, look, if you're gonna do it, this is the safest way.
Yeah.
It's harm reduction is what we're trying to do. I
sure
mean, anybody that's been in this
When I
group, like
learned
this is a
about
small
freaking
sample
short.
size, but how many people have been in this group and without naming names have known somebody that had a position completely wiped because of an exchange? Nothing that has to do with them at all.
Yeah.
Just trade was perfect, everything was perfect. So like that's one
thru is
risk,
quiet.
right? That's the one risk. The second risk is overconfidence. You get so good and so nice and make so much money that these risk management rules that you made for yourself that got you all this money, you start ignoring them. And then that's the other danger, that you're too confident and you'll blow your whole shit like that.
Dbloc yesterday, it was not so far, like it was yesterday. We start to have this run upward towards the all-time high, and I had a very big position open, okay, like long, and all of a sudden, before reaching the all-time high, which we reached, the exchange stopped to respond into my laptop, onto two laptops I have in front of me. I could not open the exchange on the laptop. I had to pull up my phone to try to open the exchange, managed to open it, change the stop loss, and then it took around like 3 minutes till the exchange managed to open on my laptop.
Yeah.
And my friend was trading on his home and his laptop, and everything was working. YouTube, Discord, everything is good. So no issues with the internet.
Funny how that
Coinbase does
works.
that too.
Funny how that
Coinbase
works,
does that
man.
once a week. Yep.
What exchange were you on?
I look at it like a pressure relief valve. Things get too hot and they just hit the slow down button and just slow everything down just a little bit to cool things off. And that shit costs money. That shit will cost you money.
Yeah.
That shit will cost you your whole position.
And I think they only do it with heavy hitters too, because there's a lot of people like there's no problems, and you'll see on Twitter like some of the heavy hitters are having problems at the same time, but like average users aren't complaining.
Yeah, that was weird actually. I was like, oh,
Yeah, but if you're a
thanks
heavy
God
hitter
that
and you
I
have
have my
influence,
phone on me.
you'll get refunded by the exchange. I've seen that. The
Yeah, I've
exchange
seen
will
that
refund
plenty
big man
too.
because they're influencers, and the little people don't get their refunds.
Yeah. You're lucky if you get an email. And then you got to prove it. Bro, who was it? Somebody in here. All right. Somebody in here was about to TP at the perfect spot on, and I think it was Doge. I can't remember. The exchange screwed his whole shit up.
Tennessee on SHIB.
And then when he went, the guy at the exchange literally had the balls to say, "You said you were gonna take profit where? Why would anybody take profit there?" I'm like, what? I gotta justify my trading decisions now for you to decide that you screwed me or didn't screw me, bro.
Yeah, I'm
what?
thinking if that was Tennessee on Mexi with SHIB.
Bro, they were like, why would you send us a screenshot? And then, looking at the chart, it makes no sense that anybody would take profit here. Bro, I would have. See, that's why I can't do it. I can't do it. I will show up in South Korea at those MEXC offices, bro.
What was crazy with Coinbase
Hell
too is
yeah,
I
gang,
sold
gang.
20 cents and it fell down to like 12 cents, and I had orders in there for like 13 all the way down to 12, and they canceled my last few orders. Coinbase wound up doing it. Never seen it before, but it said like canceled. What was weird is after they canceled it, none of my funds showed back up in there, so it was like really hard. They purposely canceled my last 3 orders and then held on to my dollars for like 3 days.
Well, that's another thing, right? How many times have you gone and your funds aren't showing? And maybe it only takes 10 minutes, maybe it only takes 15 minutes, maybe you got to refresh a couple times, right? But that happening to 100,000 people at once, see how that slows down? You know what I mean? How it's like I'm saying, it's like a pressure relief valve where it slows down all the transactions coming through.
Dude, imagine, I'm thinking they got even like a switchboard there, and they're
Bro, I imagine a big red button. Ding!
And they're like smiling.
Yep.
Nah,
It's getting hot,
honestly,
boys. It's getting hot. Like those steam whistles are going off in the background.
It's like,
And that's Coinbase we're talking about. What do you think they're doing at WeX, bro? And at some of these smaller exchanges that have no real oversight.
Or Weeble.
Any of all the ones that I don't even know the name of because they just came out 3 days ago.
Yep. Well, they buy
Solana-
up a huge
Solana's
amount of
doing well.
supply, and then they manipulate the price because when you're trading on their platform, they can massive sell or massive buy, and either increase their supply in their wallet or decrease their supply in their wallet, and so you're ultimately trading off their supply.
Yeah. How's Sui World right now? Because I know you're over there with the Cetus
Oh,
thing.
dude, thank you.
I don't think it's a big
Love that.
deal, but
Tana?
Oh, that was for me.
No, I was asking Drew
Who
about
else would that
Sui.
be for?
Sorry, I'm hiking. You mean the hack earlier this morning?
Yeah. People were making a big deal out of
Oh
it.
yeah. It
We were
wasn't
all
a
thinking
big
about
deal.
you.
Yeah, thanks. Some people tried to call me on many different platforms, so I
That's what I'm saying.
appreciate
They
you.
were freaking
It
out.
was a solo leap. Yeah, I just slept through it, but I woke up and checked everything, and Denny with Mistin Labs came out, Sui, Twitter, official Twitter, and it happened on Cetus specifically, which is one of the largest DEX platforms with Sui. So it was isolated to Cetus. It was a smart contract, and they hacked about 223 million, but they managed to pause 163 million, I think. And so they isolated and paused the funds on those wallets so that they couldn't even get it. And then they were working on the full incident report, like Cetus was.
It was like a flash loan.
And they're working on refunding, whoever got affected. So it was very quick.
Well, like first,
right away
so I
they
was like
addressed it.
watching like right when it happened. Like first the FUD came in, oh they got hacked, and then that was the FUD. And then when they paused it, all of a sudden that became a problem. And they're like they paused the smart contract. They're not decentralized, and it's like, bro, people don't understand the difference between a decentralized network and a centralized governance or a centralized governing body.
The Sui network itself was fine. It was an isolated attack with Cetus
Yeah.
in particular.
Yeah.
Wait, so their contract's not renounced though? Like they it's still open basically? Like they're
A smart contract doesn't need to be renounced if the owner doesn't want it to. I mean, I
No,
don't know.
it doesn't have to be. I was
didn't
just
read the
curious.
full-
Right now, there's a lot that are still open. It's just
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
of
that renouncing a contract is something that you do on a shitcoin to make people feel more comfortable that you're not going to switch something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's just the developer, if you want to even call them that, renouncing their ownership so that they can't mint any more tokens. So yeah, like Dbloc said, it would just make others feel more bullish on it. In fact, people will just because when I was running a project, I'd have people in Telegram group like, is it renounced? Is it renounced? And I'm like, no, I can't renounce it. I was just a community takeover person, so I can't. I'm not in control of the code for that. I think it was really bullish. The Sui network tweeting about it, Danny tweeting about it.
They didn't hide. That's good. You don't want to like when you hear about something happen, you don't want to go on Twitter and search and there's no comment.
And nothing, yeah. Like they were owning up to it. They were fixing it. They paused over half of it, like 163 out of 224 was paused, so they couldn't even take it.
You know why? Because it was an inside job. That's why.
Yeah, of course. I had a lot of fun this morning when I woke up and I heard about that news, saying they probably hacked themselves just to, make people sell, I guess.
Have we figured out how China's involved yet?
Give them 10 minutes. Give them 10 minutes. They'll get there.
It's just creating a dip buy to me in my eyes.
Yeah, and Sui took it like a champ. All Sui did, I mean, Sui was on a break out of this bull flag and, it had to retest anyways. All it literally did was come back down in, and it ate that candle right back up. So.
And it failed to put a low, so it couldn't create a downtrend.
Yeah,
so there's no dip to buy yet.
Sui doesn't
and I
care
looked at
about
it
what
along
happened.
with Bitcoin at the time, and I was like, it just looked like it was following Bitcoin at the time. Like that same drop is where Bitcoin is right there, where it retests the 50 that third time.
Don't you think this would have a long-term influence, though? People now getting scared a bit or hearing about a hack on Sui. Couldn't this undermine the future performance?
What did Cetus do?
I think
haven't
it
looked at
increases
Cetus.
its reputation, if anything. I mean, how many times have you heard of Solana doing this or that, and then they just fix it or they don't fix it or
Did Cetus
whatever?
take a hit?
Well, it went to $8 after being hacked, so
Oh.
yeah.
I mean,
I
don't
guess it
forget
depends
this
on
is still the
context.
biggest. This is still the biggest DEX on Sui. Like Cetus isn't going anywhere. So if there's really something to come out of this, is the fact that you're probably looking at a lower Cetus price than you should be, and it's probably going to last for a couple days. So the chances of Cetus coming down and claiming all of these vectors are probably pretty high.
Yeah, if anything, it created opportunity for anybody that wanted to get a cheaper price.
I'm actually kind of looking at it and thinking about it.
Yeah,
because my beta is deep, but I mean Cetus might outperform even deep on the recovery, especially if we just red vector all the way down. That would be beautiful. I'll look into it tonight. I got to do a bunch of research tonight.
My tokens were in Suiland at the time, so I saw a Discord message from Suiland that everything was fine and my crypto was safe.
Oh boy, that doesn't. Yeah, that always makes you feel good. Your funds are safe. Email. Oh, that should have made my stomach turn.
That reminds me of the old school, man. Funds are safe.
They didn't really say that. They just said your funds are safe.
Yeah, no, I know. Listen, if I could hold a marketing class or just a public relations class with all the crypto projects, I would tell them for whatever happens, find another way to phrase it. Do not send out. Don't you dare send out an email that says your funds are safe. Like that shit is almost bad luck at this point. FTX got that email. Luna got that. Everybody got that email right before everything went to shit.
Yeah.
Technically, the only way your funds can be safe is if they're insured.
Well, your funds can be safe as if they're in your cold wallet.
Or cold wallet or insured. I was just talking about a centralized exchange.
Yeah, insured.
And even if they're insured, it's going to take you a long time to recuperate that insured money.
Yeah.
Sui hype link AVAX.
I hear you, Slick, but it was Cetus. It wasn't Sui.
I mean, this thing is less than, I think it just hit its 2-year birthday. So if anything, the fact that something happened, it didn't even have to do with Sui, it just was on Cetus and it's isolated. And then Sui helped out. Like they were working together.
Yeah,
Mistin Labs helped out Cetus figure it out.
Inside job.
So if anything, it just adds a point to the rep for me. Like look how quick or whatever,
My only sort of only thing I'm trying to, when it comes to this is, does this affect the price of Sui in the next 4 months? No. We'll worry about everything else in the bear market. That's it.
It could put a bit of bearish sentiment, right?
Bitcoin looks so toppy though. So if the news matches the timing of a pullback, well, Bitcoin pulls back to 100K or whatever. I don't think I could relate the
They'll
news.
blame it on the news.
Yeah. And beef hasn't been seeing much of a. I'm not getting much of a pullback. I get like 2% pullbacks, and like you were mentioning earlier, compounding coin. It's hard for that one because I end up losing coin count trying to compound because the dips are so tiny now that I just stay in it now. I can't do it.
We're
I
testing
lose a
that.
little bit of USD, but if I try to compound, I don't get the coin count back. And if I do, I'll get 1 out of 5 tries.
It's
So
not
I come
worth
out
it.
flat or I come out with less coin count.
Yeah, it's not worth the squeeze. We're at the 50 right now. We're watching to see if that 13 crosses. Let's go to the 5 so we can see if we lost momentum. I know we're through the 50 on the 5, but is the 13 passed yet? No. So we're through the 50. We'll watch the 5-minute and see if we get that confirmation. Then we'll go to the 15. The 1550 is the one that's important for what we're doing right now. But this will let us know what's going to happen over there. Remember, just because price is under the 50 doesn't mean anything. As long as that 13 is above, momentum is still bullish here.
And look at Bitcoin dominance dumping.
I know,
So
I know.
also holding.
Wait,
Well, we
with a
got to
whole day
remember
of
though. We have to remember though with the dominance chart, a lot of the times that money's just going into stablecoin too.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I need to
With
refresh this up.
with a whole day of sideways, those MAs have still not crossed.
Because a lot of people think automatically if dominance goes down, yeah, alts are going to go up. It's like imagine a scenario where everyone takes profit and first sets it on the side on some stable coins before they decide what alts they want.
Yeah,
A lot of people do that.
It's me again with beginner questions. A stable coin. I thought the stable coin is something like USDC, just coin that doesn't change.
Yeah,
right?
that is.
Yeah, it's pegged to the dollar.
So Ethereum is not a stable coin, right?
It is
No.
not.
No.
Okay. So it's something that you can exchange $1 and you get the same amount.
Exactly.
Is it
Okay.
crazy that I always trade back out for $1 and I don't do it for USDC?
Technically, it's never one-to-one. It's never
what?
exactly one-to-one.
Is that crazy though? I mean, is that like where I could be taxed because I'm cashing it out to USD instead of doing it to USDC each time?
Yes, it is. It's a
taxable event.
How many stable coins are there? Just one, right? USDC.
No. There's a bunch.
Oh, there's
USDT
There's
is the
heaps.
bigger one. USDC, those are the two biggest one. USDT and USDC. Then comes DAI, DAE. What else? BUSD. Or did they stop BUSD? They stopped BUSD. Now there's something new from that Binance is using. But those are the big ones. Is USDC and USDT and DAI.
So you guys watching?
Why would you want to
guys
trade them?
watching dominance?
Solana's on the move.
Just don't stare directly at dominance so that you don't scare the dump away. But yeah, just it's gone.
It would be time
Solana
for Sol
Doge.
to.
Doge is almost 25 cents. That's cool.
Was your question why would you go into stablecoin?
Yeah. What sense does it make for you to go in a stable coin?
Because then you're taking your safety and you're solidifying your profits.
Why don't you just keep your cash on your exchange?
Some
and don't trade
exchanges don't let you go straight to US dollar. A lot of exchanges, especially outside the United States. you have to
The only
go into
reason I do it, you guys, is because I've seen where USDC is a way less valuable. You know, when everybody's trading back in for USDC, it's not at $1, so that's why I was just stuck with it. But the tax incentive thing that you guys just mumbled at me makes a big difference. That's why I owe way more taxes at the end of every season.
Oh no!
I've done it
So
to
you have
USDC.
been
I
doing
wouldn't
that?
have had to owe $1.
Well, no, that's not true. Going
That's
into
not true.
USDC, that's not true. Going into USDC and USD, they're both taxable events, and they
No
will.
matter where you go, guys, you got to pay on every profit.
I'm chilling.
Every trade, every profit, everything.
You got to
You
pay
don't
on
have to
the money you make, the money you spend. Crazy.
Just be careful.
Yeah,
They
but
charge you a lot of the times if you don't set it and you go in your settings, you're gonna end up paying for money that you sent yourself from other wallets too. So you got to make sure your exchanges know that any money that was sent to you by yourself, that it was you sending it, so you don't get taxed on that either.
I'm sitting here watching the Bitcoin and Ethereum comparison, and it just seems like at this very moment, Ethereum is
decoupling from BTC right now. BTC is dropping and Ethereum is either maintaining or rising.
That's why dominance is going down the way it is. Yeah.
That's
If
good.
when you see dominance
Almost.
dropping like this, you can assume that the ETH BTC chart is either holding or looking strong.
XRP is pumping.
Let's go. Yes, Solana's looking good. Doge is looking great.
Dump everything.
Rick, you're looking just as wonderful, bud.
Oh yeah.
Dbloc, can I ask on your chart there, how come stuff is showing up less than like 20 or 25 as yellow? Did you change your settings?
Yeah, I changed it to 10. We're sitting at 111K right now, so 10 Bitcoin is worth looking at. You know, I set it to 20 when we were sitting down at, 50, 60, 70.
No, I noticed it earlier today. I was mumbling. I was like, wait, time out. What is that?
Yeah, we gotta respect the 10 Bitcoin buys now, or at least be aware when they're coming in.
Yeah, Flickr's a $1 million trade right there.
Dbloc, can we check the M2?
Hey, Drew, you still there?
Yep.
Do you have any experience opening claims with the United States Postal Service?
Opening coins with the Postal Service?
Claims.
I do.
Okay. Have you ever had a successful one with this your normal priority mail shipping?
No.
Great.
He's like, don't do it. They win every time.
It took so much time. It took also 2 letters, handwritten. Stupid. I was called. Yeah.
Here's your global M2 and Bitcoin.
I drove to DC. I had to get a passport. I was to leave the country real quick, and so I handled it down in DC. We can talk later about it if you want.
Okay.
Like, what do you if you have a package, a parcel that was sent to you by a person, not a company?
Hold on. D-Block wants to say something.
No, he wanted to see the global M2 with Bitcoin. This is just where we're at right now.
Okay.
We're at mid pump. That 118, that's our top target, would be where we flatten out. But remember, you can be up to 20% off a correlation with global M2 at any time, so you can't get married to that. Right? We dipped here, and we went up. We dipped here, and we went up. So we've already seen deviations. This is just what follows the closest right now.
Average.
And there is a chance that, in my opinion, the way I've been following it, that we're more here.
I thought you said coins, Postal Service coins. I was like, what? I did once and it worked. It was just because they were sending me too much junk mail. And I was like, yo, you guys got to stop. And they wouldn't stop. And then I threatened them with a lawsuit and they stopped.
ETH ripping.
No, I received a priority mail from eBay. And when it arrived, the mailman, I had to sign for it. So I signed it and he goes, there's water damage on the box, so you can file a claim for it. And I was like, oh. So that sucks because these are Pokemon cards and they can't get wet. But luckily they were sealed boxes, but I bought them for investment purposes. So I wasn't going to open them. So now the box is like all dented. So I opened the claim.
Actually, you can file a claim with eBay because it's the seller's responsibility to make sure that they get to you in good condition and are waterproof and all of that. And then if they want to file a claim with the post office, they can do that. But you're going to have a much better time filing it with eBay.
eBay screws the seller.
It'll be.
Yeah, but what if that Charizard is in the box though?
You keep it.
Hell yeah, D-Block. Come on, baby. Bull.
Just rip them packs, man. It's a sign. It's a sign from the Pokemon gods that this box is meant to be open.
I was gonna open the damaged one and keep these are like display booster bundle boxes.
Yeah.
So there's Yeah,
I'm
of the
talking shit.
151.
I'm talking shit. Get your money back or do whatever you need to do. I
Mm.
was just trying to feed the addiction. I had a couple friends of mine that are just absolutely like they're gone, bro. They're gone. My dude with the
What do you mean?
NFTs, I told you
Oh,
that did big on the NFTs and shit. My homeboy with the warehouse, he's on this Pokemon shit so heavy. Sent me a picture of his office the other day, and it was just literally just Pokemon wrappers and cards all over the floor. He's looking for one specific card, bro, and he's about 25K deep into boxes right now.
He wants to pull it. He doesn't want to just buy
He
it.
wants to pull it.
Yeah.
It's a sickness.
Yeah, I don't buy no cars. I only rip them. I gotta catch them myself, man.
I don't believe that.
There's a lot of money out there. Let me just say that. And it sucks because, it's not everywhere. It's not in everybody's hands. But boy, the money that's being spent on this Pokemon shit. I can't even imagine having a card shop right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if any of you guys want to buy some stainless steel tankers for hazmat, I'm your boy.
I probably spent 5 times the amount on Pokemon that I have crypto.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Do you look at it as an investment?
Are you up or down? This is a stupid question, but are you up or down?
On crypto or Pokemon?
On Pokemon.
Oh, bro, dude, I'm so up, dog.
Okay.
Dude, I know what I'm doing, dude.
You're good. As long as you're up, bro.
I'm the Dbloc, dog. Dude, I'm the Dbloc of
Pokemon. As long as you're up, bro, that's all that matters. Nobody can knock your hustle if you're up.
Where do you buy your Pokemons at?
Thank you for calling your reservations. What can I book for you for today?
Target, Walmart.
Offered in Atlanta Airport.
You got to open mic.
You can check out your Facebook Marketplace too.
The one on well, it's the one on Sullivan
Manny, you got to open
Road in
mic.
College
Manny,
Park.
you
Man.
got to
Yeah, that
open
is
mic.
correct. I'm
Manny,
sorry, I
you
didn't
gotta
mean to
open mic.
interrupt you.
I'll send you my Pokemon cards. Whoever wants them. I don't give a shit.
Hey, what else is there to flip money on besides Pokemon cards? What's hot?
Beanie Babies, bro.
Antique
Nail bags.
Furniture, lamps, like vintage lamps.
Crack cocaine.
If you
Lamps, really? Lamps. That's
Lamps.
interesting.
Yeah, like check your Facebook Marketplace. Like my girl right now is on a lamp kick. My whole house is filled with lamps.
Wow.
What's your budget and how fast do you need to get the return back?
There's some, like, if you just check your Facebook Marketplace, anyone listening, if you type in floral or lotus lamps, like lotus glass lamps that have like 3 lilies on it, and they'll be 3 feet tall, or
That sounds like so much work, though. We got crypto in front of us. Why is everyone asking for side hustles?
It depends, because I met a retired art teacher. She was an art teacher for 25 years, and due to her rheumatoid arthritis, she lost sight in one eye because the doctors messed up, and now she can't paint anymore, and so she loves to collect like art pieces and different types of things, and she'll drive to LA or wherever and then resell it. If she could find a good deal. There's so many flippers on Facebook Marketplace now, filled with hustlers.
I'm saying that's cool, but I'm just asking why the gentleman's asking. Like, he's got crypto in front of him and a nice chart. He seems like he's looking for other places to lose his money, man. Let's get with that crypto,
Hey, man,
dog.
I ain't losing it. Ain't that bad.
Not you.
It sounded
Did
bad.
you say people are still buying Beanie Babies? Like,
Yeah, they will.
correct?
If you have, yes, they are. If you have the actual ones that are valuable, there's so many that are not.
Yeah, like the Princess Diana one, right?
That's probably the only
there's a
one.
handful. There's a handful. There's the
I have
Chicago
one.
Bull one.
I have it.
Yeah, no, there's a handful that are worth money. But for the most part, what you're looking at on eBay, if you're going to sales, those are fake accounts trying to spoof the market.
Yeah, people do that to their own stuff.
No,
They'll
Beanie
manipulate the
Babies-
market.
Beanie Babies
They'll
are the
buy
worst,
their own
though.
thing. They'll
No,
list
no.
it for 10,000 and then buy it themselves and then they'll manipulate the market showing
Correct.
comps of
But
10,000.
Go look at Beanie Babies. I promise you, it's the best use case you'll ever see. I promise. It's the absolute best use case. You want to see the perfect example? Look at
Hot
sold
Wheels,
items,
brother.
Beanie Babies on eBay.
Hot Wheels.
I have some old ones like my mom bought when I was a kid, like in a
Some
closet or
Beanie
something.
Babies?
My mom
Oh,
used to. She worked at the airport, and you would just like bring them home, like I got you a Beanie Baby, and then I think there's some laying around.
Do you know why they're not worth much anymore?
Because
Nobody
everybody
cares
bought
about them.
them and everybody held on to them, and
There's
people
so
kept them in
many.
good condition.
there's two that are worth a lot though. The little dragon in mint. It has, yeah. Other than that, it's the princess. Get yourself some Hot Wheels, the Sweet 16s, as many as you can. Rich.
Hot Wheels, huh?
I got probably 50 grand worth of Hot
You
Wheels.
see what I was telling you
But
guys about
I didn't
this?
buy a single one.
What I was telling you about this 50 EMA price came down under. We didn't get confirmation of that 13 yet. Looks like we're pulling back over now. Bulls are still in charge.
They're flagging out. On the weekly Dbloc, I used the, what is it, BLX or BTX?
BLX.
BLX, yeah. I used that one on the weekly, and I pulled a fib from just the top to the bottom, like all the way down to 15, and then I think I used 69. But we are at the 1618 level at 109,000, and that's hot. But we closed the daily candle above that. But I have it's an AI target, it's not my target, but of 125K.
It'll get there.
About that.
13's crossing the 50 on the ETH BTC chart on the 4 hour. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel a little bearish. I'm not gonna lie.
You're on the sidelines, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, then you're good then. That's the best time to feel bearish. The worst thing is when you're on the sidelines and you feel bullish. That sucks.
Excuse me. Let's mess with Sia Coin. Let's do it.
Man,
Bro, when are you gonna
what's
listen?
sneaked
Hold
into,
on, Steven. We need to talk, bro. It's been 4 years now.
It's been 4 years, and look at it.
When are you gonna get? when are you gonna give up on Sia?
I'm off it.
Bro,
For real, but I look at it
I have a
every day.
vivid memory of the first day that we talked about Sia Coin, bro. When we were sitting there talking, and you're like, "I'm on crypto.com," and I was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, crypto.com is cool." And then I was like, "I bet you got a bunch of Sia Coin, don't you?" Like, how'd you know? It was the cheapest thing
We're like
on.
one of the first, like,
It was the
cheap.
cheapest thing on crypto.com, bro. You could get so many of them.
He was staking it.
You know,
I was losing the whole time.
I mean, not a bad hold if you just forgot about it, I guess, till now. But
I know, bro. If I would have, but I did end up making 16 off it on a big play because I was angry on a rip up. But that was after I got lucky, had some cash.
Sia Coin.
Yeah. So
I'm the chandelier here. The chandelier.
the sweet little sister.
Unfortunately, I found out it's pronounced Saya. It made me so sad.
Thought it was pronounced
Yes,
say.
my liege, my sire.
I
Man, what's
guess
this hyper liquid? Like in 10th place. So you take out the stables, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Tether and USDC. What's hype?
Hyperliquid's a DEX. It's like I almost hesitate to call it a DEX. UI wise, it looks like a SEX. It's like the best sort of looking DEX there is, but liquidity wise is the important thing.
That thing's
if
the
you've
top
noticed, like
10
any of the
value
whales
numbers.
that we've been following, any of the big liquidations, and that we've been hunting for the past 3 months, 4 months, have all come from Hyperliquid. Like that's where the big money's playing right now on leverage.
Because it's not that new. I mean, it's not that old, I should say. It's fairly new.
It's got supply
least this chart
issues.
is.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they don't have a token release until after the top of the bull market, but I could be wrong about that. But their supply is a little when you look at it for the market cap, investment wise, already done so much.
It's there to stay. It had
Wow.
traction. It won the race. We're good.
I'm gonna come back to this. I'm just looking back at this link chart thing, possible high time frame trend line breakout opportunity, and it did the thing after some volatility.
And crypto business,
Chainlink.
I'm just short term bearish. Because the crypto business was like, we have so much time, guys, bearish. But no, I'm just short term bearish. I'm gonna get back in position once I feel things kind of, find their ground.
And your eyes gonna be on whatever's popping, or you're gonna stick with your Doge.
I'm gonna stick with the Doge a little bit, but I got some other things up my sleeve that I think I'm gonna dig into on my next buy.
I look forward to hearing about that before you buy it. Thank you. Come on, man.
I'll tell you exact same time. How about that? Like the same exact second I buy.
Help me help you. No, I like it. You already know what you're doing.
I like Link. I like Link a lot.
Oh yeah, Chainlink's really cool. Avalanche, yeah, it's all right.
I'm actually doing a little bit of Link research right now. I don't want to speak too soon. A lot of the stuff is still rumors. But actually, hold on. Maybe I can. Give me a second. Let me check on something.
Oh,
there's a big bank in Australia that uses Chainlink internally. Like one of our biggest banks.
Yeah, for the last 2 years, you guys are like ahead of something, or desperate.
Yeah, they've been using. Desperate.
No, brother, look at your. Hey, look at. Come on now, Aussie dollar's going, baby. It's going. Ooh.
I don't know about that. I haven't looked at that in a couple of days. Aussie dollar.
Yeah, 4 cents out. I'm telling you, you were at 66. You will not be under 90 by the time this year is under.
Okay, yeah.
No, I do.
A little bit
I
of the last 2 hours.
I'm not kidding, brother.
We dropped below 60 cents. And tariff fear crash. That was
Well, research.
Yo, Tanner, are you still here? Tanner, man?
Yes.
Do you ever ride in the rain?
Not it. No, well, it doesn't really rain in Southern California, Drew.
Oh, you don't have that problem. Yeah.
But living near the ocean, the ground can be really slick because the marine layer will come in and the oil will seep up off the concrete. And I've low sided twice for that. So.
And water, but it's pretty bad for like the circuitry and stuff. A lot of things are exposed on a motorbike, right? Like
you can actually riding in the rain can be fine. No, it's not as dangerous as you might think. I mean, four wheels are safer than two, but
I was reading that it's bad for your bike though.
I mean, sure, you wouldn't want to take it to a do-it-yourself car wash and power wash into your muffler or anything.
Right.
Or use the degreaser on things. But you know what sucks is if you're leaning in a turn and it's raining and then you hit one of those manhole covers or
slip and slide.
Yeah, any changes of concrete, like if you go from tar to cement, you can feel a little slide, especially if your tires are new. You'll just slow side,
even painted, right? Painted parts of the road can be slippery.
I low sided on some paint in a canyon on cold tires.
Damn.
So that can happen too.
I think one of the worst things to ride on, with a motorcycle is those drawbridges, those metal drawbridges that you can see through the bottom of them.
The greats.
Oh yeah, the
The
great.
great.
That's
Great.
the fucking. Excuse me. That's the worst. That is the
That'll
worst.
control your tires.
Yeah,
Or
your tires fall into the
if
groove, and it's
if
just.
they try to pave cracks in the ground instead of relayering tar, those we call those snakes in the ground, and that'll just grip your wheel and just move you all around too.
Even the
Don't
slight
come to
one.
Washington. Don't come to Washington. That's all we have here.
All right, I'm
But-
back, guys. What I wanted to say was the Solana Chainlink partnership. I had to make sure that it was already in. It was supposed to be on the 20th. I didn't want to speak out of school.
Okay.
But Chainlink CCIP is officially live on Solana. Right, so they're getting all of their Oracle from CCIP now, real time. Bullish for both, but super bullish for Chainlink, in my opinion.
Oh, I never heard of that. This is great.
Drew,
Have you
I
been
sold
to
my
that,
bike.
That's what's up, Flop. Thank you.
Have you been onto that coin market calendar website before? It sort of shows
Oh,
you
what?
what's coming up on calendar in cryptocurrency.
You were the one that told us about it.
Yeah, back in the
Hey,
day.
hey, Drew, can we see that
Coin-
graph you just had on before? For just a minute, please.
You mean Dbloc?
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Dbloc.
The one I had before this?
Yeah, the one you just briefly went to right before this.
I think it was this one.
XRP's on the move.
Was it this?
That one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, we were looking at USDT dominance and how it
Yeah.
affects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
I saw
USD
something like
dominance
that.
has sort of called all of our tops
Yeah.
and our bottoms.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're good. We still got plenty to go, in my opinion.
Beautiful. USDT dominance. Yep. Thanks.
Yep.
Do you think Bitcoin's going to have a pullback anytime soon?
I mean, it's trying to have a pullback. The whales just won't let it. That's why the stream is titled Whales versus Market Maker Round 4. It's been a fight up here. There's a lot of money underneath to go snatch up.
There's a bit of rotation going on right now. XRP and Solana are coming up. Cardano even.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Cardano. Yeah, dude. Cardano looks great.
Yeah, it's doing healthy climbs. They're just all looking really nice. Tron is so strange though. Look at Tron. Look how like volatile it's been.
Everybody loves Tron except for Americans. Tron does great everywhere in the world except for the US. That's
Is that
because
right?
of Sun. Yeah, it's weird. Asia
China.
loves it. Asia uses it every single day. Tron stable coins move money.
I remember in 2022, everyone hated Binance and CZ because of the FTX situation. Everyone
People
was
in
like, "Oh,
crypto
that
have
guy's
a very short
he
memory
ruined
too.
crypto." Yeah.
Like people who don't know who Justin Sun is, they're like, "Why you guys are so hard? He looks like a good guy." Like, bro, it's just
Remember how
it's so
shamelessly
cyclical, right? Like everybody leaves, and then new people
Oh.
come in that have no idea.
Yeah. Remember how shameless he would pump? Like he would talk up Tron announcements on Twitter. Like he would go, "I've got an announcement of an announcement coming,"
Tease it,
and
yes.
he would just try to cause, Justin Sun. Like,
Yeah, he would try to tease
yeah.
it.
Oh, I've got an announcement coming. Yeah.
Hey, somebody just mentioned that Cardano looked great. What chart were you looking at? The 3-minute, hourly? What was it?
What? Yeah, hourly.
I just meant
Looks
today.
cool.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
And then like the past couple days.
Solana, remember, has an update coming up too, guys. It's got an upgrade coming up. It makes it faster and cheaper. I just don't. I think people are taking their eyes off of Sol. I don't think Sol is done yet.
Faster and cheaper. That means it's going to make it less secure.
Yeah, probably. We don't care. We just care what people think will work for the next 4 months. I'm not putting none of my money on Sol, bro. I'm not about to set any serious money on Sol. Soul is for degening, bro. You put your money in there and you dip
That's
when you get it.
Yeah, that's why you can derivatives it. You don't actually directly touch it.
Yeah.
It's like messing with it with a pole. You can touch it with a 10-foot pole if you're scared of being in it.
You're definitely right on Cardano, though. Let's go, Cardano.
Yeah. Hyper liquids on the move too. In the last hour. Really nice.
Yeah, I don't have anything against CZ. Go Peril.
Yeah, I think he's great.
I do.
Listen, you got to look at it like, how do his people feel, right? People that depend on him to do his job to keep things running. He did a banger. He went to jail for the damn company and shit.
Yeah, to keep
But yeah,
financing
other
it.
people. There's always gonna be people on the other side.
You know, it was nice jail too. It wasn't real jail. It was
Yeah,
like,
nah, he went and sat up. Yeah, yeah. But still, richest man in crypto probably didn't need to go to jail if he didn't want to.
Imagine if they put his ass in like Rikers or something. He wouldn't allow.
No,
It wasn't a very long sentence, was it?
Nah.
It was a slap on. It was a scare
But
strip.
it was a bad 6 months though, and that's why he came out with such a vengeance, because in those 6 months, memes popped and went absolutely crazy. Pumped out fun. We had all of that stuff. So when he came out, he went right into that.
But hold on, he had
He was
internet
probably
access.
going crazy while he was
He
locked
what?
up and the memes were pumping.
He had internet access, so I bet you he
I
was.
have
He
no
was getting
idea.
busy.
Yeah, I don't know if he did or not.
He did.
4 months in
Bankman-Fried.
prison.
Sam Bankman-Fried didn't, but he did. But did.
Oh, it was only 4 months.
Sam says Pity's an awesome guy. Great to talk to. They hang out all the time.
Probably, you know.
What's up with that?
Crypto business,
squad.
people don't really think about BCH a lot because it's got a really high unit value. Like what, 400 plus per coin. I know it sounds silly because we're looking at $111,000 Bitcoin, and Ethereum over 3,000. But there's not many coins that get away with getting that high, with having that high of a unit value. I haven't held BCH in a long time.
It was one of the first alts to pump, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie,
2 years ago.
BCH. It's been holding its own ground. BCH.
Yeah, it's been doing decent.
Yeah, it's been doing nice. BCH has been doing nice.
It's still around 800?
Nah, 400.
Change.
Yeah, it's got 21 million coins like BTC, but that goes to show you that scarcity for scarcity's sake alone does nothing. Right? Scarcity is important when you have demand. That's why Bitcoin's at 111K and BCH is at 400. Not saying it can't do anything, but there's a big difference there.
Nobody created a crypto where there's only one coin?
Whatever happened?
Yeah, it's called the
BSV?
NFT.
You guys remember BSV, Satoshi Vision?
Yeah.
That just like disappeared.
It's still floating around. Nobody really talks about it. Satoshi's vision's been dead for a long time ago. Just be real.
Yeah, it died.
Satoshi's vision died when BlackRock came in the game.
Well, didn't Craig Wright have something to do with BSV? Wasn't he like?
Yeah.
And once his case kind of got blown, then he was like, "All right, cover blown."
Every time I hear the name Satoshi come up, I say,
Is there trading that trades on this kind of gossip where if you know the crypto news, you live the life, you know all the gossip, you know all the news, and when he went to jail, there's so many brokerages that would like to pump the market. Is that like?
All we do is trade news. I mean, not specifically news, but news definitely influences what's hot for the day. And what's hot for the day influences volume. Right? So if you can get in front of the news, then you can get in front of the volume. And if you can get in front of the volume, then you can make money.
So you could, if you're really good at this and you saw it ahead where you're like, oh, there's about to be a conspiracy against Binance, and while he's in jail, the leader's in jail, other brokerages work together. Now, it turns out that's what it looked like what happened. So is there people that trade just news that don't really
Yeah.
trade TA or that
Yep.
really goes
Yeah.
with it?
Fundamental traders.
Is that what they called?
Yep.
It's just as important.
Yeah, but be careful. Fundamental traders are not Twitter traders. Like I have to put it. There's different type of fundamental trading, right?
You can find your
Like it's not
news wherever
reacting
you
to
find.
the guy you follow on Twitter because he posted this news. Like
Well, you can
not-
find your news wherever you find the news. It just has to be a trusted news source. But if you take 3 hours because you think it's fake, then you're gonna miss out on the edge.
You could be a fundamental trader. You could just imagine you're just looking at the news and you're like, oh, a Tesla just crashed for no reason and like killed 5 people, and
The majority of traders on the stock market are fundamental traders. They know nothing about TA. They watch the news and they either buy or sell the stock that they're holding.
They don't read the reports that the companies and analysts are putting out, that Pete Price Water's putting out, that KP, they don't look at anything that they need to. Fundamentally, that's all I do.
But yeah, if you're quick
Oh,
enough,
it's not a
it's
lie.
like you just catch the news. If you're quick enough, that's all you need is a little bit of news, and you got to just don't hesitate. Like, oh, bad news, all right, shorted it, whatever.
A Bloomberg terminal would solve everything.
If you trade like that, and right before he went to jail, you knew, okay, he's probably gonna go, let's say, for a year, half a year. Could you guess,
Look
guess
at
and
BNB.
true?
Look at the chart. Let me show you. I'll take you exactly through what you're talking about. This is my BNB
So
chart.
what kind of time frame these kind of people trade on?
BNB news comes in hot and quick, bro. If you're gonna trade news, you gotta trade in. You gotta trade quick. It's not a time frame thing because they're not watching the chart. So look at BNB. We'll go to the weekly.
No hesitation.
Right here.
None.
We came down on BNB. We hit. When we came down and we double tapped, we were at 208. There was absolutely nothing underneath us until we came down to $39, $40. Right? Everybody and their mother was loading up to short this thing. This was one of the heaviestly shorted trades in a long time. We knew at this point that if something didn't happen fundamentally, that this was going to break and this was going to snap. We had a dead cat. Well, what should have been a dead cat bounce rejected off the 50. Right here, CZ went to jail. CZ went to jail. SEC dropped its cases. They made a deal with the SEC to have somebody in-house at Binance. That automatically was a go signal on news, not on the chart, because this is not something you buy. That was a hard rejection. You would have to come down and wait for confirmation that you didn't break. But if you bought this on the news. And then this is when CZ got out of jail. And this is the line. He hasn't let BNB come down under since then.
Typically, when the CEO of a company gets sent to jail, it's bearish for the company. It's not really bullish.
Right? No, but the problem is that with
Elon...
Binance, Binance had a different case though, because the only stink that Binance had on it was that they were servicing American customers when they weren't supposed to. CZ fell on that sword. CZ said, I took American customers. I took our whales, the biggest American customers, when you told us we couldn't serve Americans anymore. I took American customers and I opened side accounts from them and I continued to trade for them past the time where you said I was able to. That's why he went to jail. And that's why the stink was lifted off of BNB, because he took the blame for it, and the BNB was cleared of any Binance was cleared of any liability from it. So sometimes just having the negative pressure removed is enough to pump it. Right here, we thought
BNB wouldn't have turned from that double bottom on the weekly, even if Dizzy wasn't sent.
Of course not. There's no way to know that. But I know what happened after he went to jail, and I know what happened before he went to jail, and I know nothing else moved at this time like this. So 2 and 2, you know.
It hasn't done much since, bro. Ever. Like,
but BNB did remarkable during the bear market.
BNB was the best. BNB was the best performer during the bear market. That BNB BTC chart is just pure manipulation. It's beautiful. Beautiful in its simplicity and effectiveness.
And it had, just an ABC there at 213, and well, when support holds, it holds. I guess fundamental news helped it hold. But it holded before those news came out.
Loaded irrigation with the 10 gifted memberships. Anybody needs irrigation services?
Yeah, we all know CZ. We all know CZ artificially inflated his BNB.
Well, exactly. So my question would be like, would it be possible that just the legendary manipulators actually manipulated market and this whole thing, him going to jail around that price market, or that's not possible to control?
What do you mean?
Manipulators are just, money. It ain't manipulation.
I mean, I would
Bro, there
go
was
to
people that
jail
wouldn't
for
listen. BNB was the best performer of the bear market. Nobody had Nobody had an issue with BNB investing in BNB. People would not buy BNB because of what was happening at the time. They were cracking down really hard. This was in the middle of choke point 2.0. Like they were really cracking down hard. They had already taken down Binance US, made them go DeFi only. Like there was a lot of shit going on. So having this sort of lifted on them, it seems like the guy going to jail is bad news, but it was the end of the drama, not the beginning, right? It was the solution to the drama. It's like when the mob boss goes to jail so that the family can continue operating. We need blood for this. Somebody's gonna go sit, and we want the big guy. That's what happened.
So CZ's a gangster?
CZ's a gangster. Gangster guy.
That's how Binance was able to get the pass right now to still kind of operate and still get the pass even from the US in a way, was because everybody was asking, and this is why they got kicked out of Malta, because they wouldn't show their corporate governance. They will not show who's the board of directors. They will not show who's running things. They won't show anything, So it's just like, all right, since you guys won't show us your structure and your corporate governance, someone's got to pay the price, and it ended up CZ.
Well, I mean, technically it was for those. Technically, it was for those accounts, but that's why they've been kicked out of countries.
Yeah.
In the end, BNB is one of the only high market cap coins that made a new all-time high, and it's sitting very close to its all-time high.
Are you invested?
Remarkable.
And you know why they wouldn't tell their governance structure? Because the CCP. Because the CCP runs Binance.
CCP runs China runs every successful Chinese national-owned company that works outside of the Chinese borders. Every single last of them. If you don't think so, go ask the owner of Alibaba what happened when he tried to get funny.
Exactly.
But they run them good. I mean, it's the best company out there, right? Binance.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's allowed to succeed, but that's exactly why that they didn't let go of the reins. You literally have a lot of power over the crypto industry.
They backed every dollar. They had their customers covered, so that's fine. That's the biggest thing.
You think CZ going to prison is what made Bitcoin breach its bull bear market line at 28K? Because BNB reverses in October 23, but it's the same for Bitcoin. That's when Bitcoin finally is able to get above its macro SR for good, which was 28K back then.
That was our landfall of ETF filings though at 28. That's when one after the other, every day we had another filing and another filing and another filing.
It's the end of the war on crypto. CZ going to prison.
That's crazy. Like when you think back how hard they came for us, like they really did. They attacked the banks, they attacked the stables, they attacked the head of exchanges, they attacked almost every on-ramp and off-ramp. Like it was a real effort to stop this shit.
It was ransacked.
Remember how scared everyone felt after FTX? They're like, get your stuff off central exchanges. Like no matter what exchange it is, get it off. Like,
I think
self-custody.
I think FTX was a skirmish in the Operation 2.0. I really do. When I think back and I look at it, and because you remember, Drew, I was talking about how sketchy this Sam guy was early.
It came out of nowhere too.
First one telling.
Yeah, it was. I was talking about it early, but what really, like looking back on it and all the congressional sort of meetings and the support they had and the way it's like Just run with me. Just run with me on this. Let's say the governments, and obviously their motive was to go crypto, right? What better way to do with it than prop this one exchange up, and then
Make him feel
and then
And
let it destroy, and then and then point at it and be like, "This is why we can't do this. This is why this needs to be regulated. We're doing it to protect you. We're not doing it because we don't want you to make money."
They even had Tom Brady, yo.
I mean, Tom Brady, bro. Does Tom Brady Tom Brady do anything that isn't sanctioned by the government? Like, I feel like he's like a CIA plant at this point.
That is a great point, because when
they failed because no matter what they did, we found a way. They killed the banks. We remember what happened when they stopped all the banks. Bitcoin went crazy when they hit what was it?
Yeah, but that's Elon. That's mostly because of
Elon?
When the banks were going bankrupt, it's Elon who told us to trust crypto. People were not trusting crypto at all that day.
Most people listen. I know that we're Doge army, but most people aren't taking their crypto advice from Elon. What they did was when they saw that their money wasn't safe in the banks, the same way as they saw when their money wasn't safe during sanctions, the same way that it just went into Bitcoin.
But I remember Elon did do some very strategic tweets, I think, and he took some jabs at the banks when he was saying something like, all right, crypto or something like the solution or something. But I think that did help. Like Zeus's right, it did help a little bit.
The timing was perfect. Like literally 19,000, he tweets that.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
What nobody talks about is how much that stress put on the small regional banks. And those small regional banks, if you remember, they got bailed out by the bigger banks, and they just basically got absorbed by bigger banks.
They got bought up by bigger bank. And that's it. All fine.
Think about how suspicious and crazy it was how big FTX got so quickly. Like, that came out of nowhere. Like, all of a sudden, FTX.
That's what made me suspicious. That's why I was telling Drew a long time ago. I was like, look, this dude came out of nowhere. And then what really did it for me was when crypto Twitter was calling him the Robin Hood of crypto. Because remember when Luna and Celsius went down, right in the heat of 2.0, when all these smaller exchanges started falling, he came in and started buying up shit left and right. And he was giving them loans, and what he was really doing was giving them loans that they'd never be able to pay back. And he was buying back their user base, right? He was buying their user base at pennies on the dollar.
And he was getting loans from CZ at the same time.
No shit. No shit. That's 4 ways around.
Mm-hmm.
Elon was Democrat, right? And he used to be Democrat, and the Operation 2.0 choke point. Maybe he didn't agree with that.
Elon has always given money to whoever's been in charge. Democrats claimed him because he was trying to save the environment, and I guess in this country, if you care about the environment, you have to be a Democrat or something. So I never heard any of his political. He never really spoke politically, in my opinion, until this presidency.
Well, he was more leaning Well, he's leaning with whoever is in power, of course. But
that's what I'm saying. I think the Democrats leaned more towards him, and then now the Republicans lean more towards him. But I'm not sure where he leans.
He doesn't have to lean anywhere. He's what's best for the
top of the top, bro. You get to the top of the top, it doesn't matter who's in charge.
Do you believe that Elon has bad intentions? His mission statement from the beginning was to make banking easier with PayPal.
I believe Elon has Elon intentions.
Which
some of those will be good for us, some of those will be bad for us, but he's gonna intend to do whatever he does.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. You guys didn't.
I don't think anybody's good or bad.
You guys think the memo that Elon's Antichrist, like straight up?
Whatever he is, he's a inventive and very he's helped the world out in many ways, and
it has the potential for it, Drew. I'll say that it has the potential.
What for what now, Drew?
Before the main Antichrist, there's gonna be little Antichrist.
Oh,
his name's Jack Doherty. He's already here. He's a little streamer kid. He's the worst thing ever.
Dude.
I hate that kid.
Definitely.
I wish I'd come across his ass in the street, coach. I'd whoop it.
Bro, he got robbed for $100K in jewelry. He crashed a McLaren, and I still don't feel like he has his karmic retribution yet. Like I still feel like the universe has more in store for this kid.
It does.
Yeah, he needs to go to
Bro,
zero, man. He
like,
needs to go to zero.
He needs to go to rehab.
That's
I
like
don't know what
me.
kind.
He's a pain, man. That kid is a pain.
Too funny.
talking about me?
That's Miami, guys. I hate to tell you, but like there's just clones of him with cameras and just walking around everywhere live streaming it. Like there's so many influencers and streamers in Miami now.
Fucking stupid, bro.
Yo, Dbloc.
Yeah, what's up?
Hyper Liquid just broke all-time high.
Nice.
Hey.
And Parabolic.
Remember what I told you,
that?
the goal when you get into alts, if they're not on the first page, if they're not in the top 100, is does this have the chance to get in the top 100? Once they're in the top 100, you should be investing in things that you feel like have the chance to make it to the top 10. Hyperliquid's done a great job of
number
doing
10.
that.
Yeah, hit top 10.
Oh,
right
really?
I like that. I like. Well said.
Flip
D.
suey.
Dbloc, you ever think about you
Take it easy,
saying,
Tana. Breathe. They didn't mean it. It's just temporary.
Yeah, it
It'll
looks like
flip.
Cetus is recovering.
I see Sui still ahead of Hyperliquid by like $1 billion.
Let me check to see.
Did you just call me?
Coin market cap. I thought you were Tana, yeah.
Is Sui 9 or 11?
11.
No. Somebody said something about Sui. And then
For
I
me, it
think
says
Kelly
10.
said something. I thought it was you. I was like, take it easy, take it easy. They don't know what they're saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I think someone said Hyperliquid flipped Sui, but that's not the case.
No, we're still underneath by quite a bit. Yeah, by about $1 billion.
Oh, I guess 2
Some
points
of
wrong.
the
My bad.
some of the major Sui ecosystem things are recovering pretty fast.
Do you guys think Cetus will recover?
Yeah,
Might
I
be a
do.
quick little,
I do.
nice little trade here.
Unless
Do you think it's
something
still
else
coming
comes
down?
out. If there's no new news, it's only gonna there might be 1 or 2 more days of some overreactions. But when it
But if-
recovers, I think it'll take back that whole vector.
If Bitcoin dumps though here, ain't nothing recovering, my friend.
Yeah,
You
that's the
guys better
problem.
watch out.
I'll be honest with you, that's the problem. If Bitcoin does retrace and things are at their lows, there will be lower lows. Yeah. Dominance looks good though, so it won't be that bad. I don't expect an
I was gonna say I
overreaction
disagree.
from the alts, but they will still drop. Meaning, if you're at your 50, literally at your 50 holding support, chances are you'll break it if Bitcoin drops here.
Dropping when you
Even
impress